well, smack dab in it. Hey, tomorrow, it go away. On the freedom, just might come away.
You wrote 180 pages. 180 pages about decisions that weren't reached, about potential crimes that weren't charged or decided. And respectfully, by doing that, you managed to violate every principle and the most sacred of traditions about prosecutors not offering extra prosecutorial analysis about potential crimes that aren't charged. So Americans need to know this as they listen to the Democrats and socialists on the other side of the aisle, as they do dramatic readings from this report, that Volume 2 of this report was not authorized under the law to be written. It was written to a legal standard that does not exist at the Justice Department. And it was written in violation of every DOJ principle about extra prosecutorial commentary. I agree with the chairman this morning when he said Donald Trump is not above the law. He's not. But he damn sure shouldn't be below the law, which is where Volume 2 of this report puts him.
You just can't abuse it. Freedom, get moving. Never gonna stop till everybody moving on. Love for one another. Call it some friend and call it some brother.
Want to get it off your chest? Call the Dave Weinbaum Show. Except for ourselves, we don't suffer fools here. Want politics and fun sprinkled with a lot of laughs? You're in the right place. Heard in 50 states and 98 countries, now in its 11th year. The Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air. Hi there and welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I'm here with radio legend. What's your name again?
Stan Hine.
Stan Hine, that's it. And my lovely bride, Lisa Strausser Weinbaum. Yeah. I said Lisa Strausser Weinbaum. Should I have not said that?
I don't know what you're saying. You sent me out of the room.
Oh, good.
About
Never mind.
All right, well, we got a call. You want to do that, or you want to... by the way, last week's monologue.
Oh, that was 2 weeks ago, I think.
2 weeks ago?
I think you were talking about
You got to listen to this because this kind of shows right here what this show is about.
Okay, hit it. Bob Mueller has proven himself to be nothing more than a political hack. The Dem Congress, in recognition of this and his report, is trying to squeeze him so they can have some legal reason to sate their hate by impeaching President Trump. But subpoenaing Mueller was one of the worst political and legal moves ever. Has tied himself to his report, one that would have flunked most law school examinations. Either you press for charges or you say no collusion, no obstruction. That's it. That's all I needed. 4 words for the report. Now, Republicans, on the other hand, are drooling over the prospects of asking questions. Mueller can't escape. He can't evade these. Here's some samples. When did you know there was no collusion? If it was early on, why the 2 years of no knowledge of it? 2, why did you hire Hillary supporters and Trump haters for your crew? 3, did you personally verify the Steele dossier used as a trigger for FISA courts to empower your investigation? 4, the DNC and Hillary paid for the dossier. No question about this. Why didn't you investigate that conspiracy with the Russians? 5, shouldn't you have recused yourself because Comey is your best friend and you applied for the FBI job, and when the president turned you down, that's President Trump, the very next day you became the special prosecutor? Sounds like a conflict to me. Why didn't it to you? And number 6, when you were the head of the FBI under the Obama administration, when Hillary was the Secretary of State, why didn't you investigate our sale of 20% of our uranium to our arch enemy, Russia, at the same time the Soviets put $150 million into the Clinton Foundation and $500,000 in Bill's pocket?
See, now that is what you did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you were right on it.
Yeah, and they asked, I wonder if some of the Republican congressmen were listening to my show, because they asked almost verbatim the same questions that I posed 2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
Isn't that interesting?
Folks, if you haven't told your friends about the Dave Weinbaum show, they're missing out.
Yeah,
so tell them about it, because these are the kind of predictions.
Good to report the news well, but it's even better to predict it.
Yeah, exactly. You did a great job.
So the Mueller hearings, which were subpoenaed, they subpoenaed Mueller by the dems. If you're from Branson, that means he must appear before Congress and sworn under oath. Was as big of a disaster as people like me predicted it would be. In fact, it was even bigger. The only thing that could have happened that all of us were hoping for is that Mueller would have gotten up and said, look, I was conned into this thing. They made me do it. It was Barack Obama and Hillary and Jarrett and Lynch. They made me become the special prosecutor. I didn't want to do it, but they made me. They threatened me. Okay? So that would have been the only thing different.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping for that, quite frankly, but I knew it wasn't going to happen, probably. But Mueller, he neither wrote or read his namesake report, in my opinion.
I agree.
I mean, the real supervisors of it was the lawyer, the main lawyer, who I forget this weasel's name, Andrew Weissman or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
And, this was his name on it only. The real supervisors probably were him and McCabe, Comey, Steele, Lynch, Jarrett, Hillary, the DNC, the Dems in Congress, the MSM, and one Barack Hussein Obama. And you go, oh, wait a minute now, you're going too far. Now, wait a minute. This thing started in July, as what they're saying. I think it started in January of 2016, just a little over 10 months before the election.
Right.
But back into Barack Hussein Obama's administration. That even if it was July, let's say it's July, who was the president in July of 2016? Come on, all you brilliant ones. Who was it?
Obama.
Yes, Obama.
Yeah.
Now, his DOJ was doing this. So if all of you liberals out there who contend that Barack Obama was a competent president believe that, then he must have at least had knowledge and approval of it, because he was the boss of the DOJ. That is a president's. That's in the executive realm.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are the bosses of the DOJ.
And didn't he say, keep me informed?
Well, he might have.
There was an email
he
that he
did.
said.
There's an email that said that.
Yeah.
And now in one of the questions, you've got a question to Mueller of what he did to erase the remaining texts from Strzok and Page.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's Peter Strzok, the lead investigator in Page. His lover.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't that a high crime or a misdemeanor one? I mean, it's not a misdemeanor.
It's treason. It's
treason.
Darn treason, and it's still going on.
All right, so
it is still going on.
Prediction time. I'm going to put you on the spot.
What?
About all these allegations.
Let me get through the rest of the monologue.
Right.
You know, don't rush me. Golly, you know.
Well, I know you're going to be right.
You're not my wife. Damn it.
I'm not near as good looking as she is.
God bless. Anyways, we've got John. We got Attorney General Barr and John Durham, and the other investigator, Horowitz, the investigative general, and right now they're doing their jobs. There will be 20 to 30 people, if this thing is correct, at least, in intel, politics, media, Congress, and maybe even Hillary and Barack Hussein Obama, Valerie Jarrett, Susan Rice, and a couple others who should be indicted.
Yes, they should.
And convicted. That is, if America is to survive as to what it is right now, the greatest country in the world. This cannot be allowed to happen again. The president is exactly right. It can't happen to a Republican president. It can't happen to a Democrat president, because if it does, if something isn't done right now to hold these people accountable, it will happen again.
Yeah, it will.
And it will succeed. And what I'm saying is, it did succeed. I believe the 2018 elections were severely affected by this garbage.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Didn't need Russian collusion.
I'll tell you
we
what.
had enough American collusion.
I'll tell you what. If this doesn't happen, to quote liberals, no justice, no peace.
Right.
No justice, no peace. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. JJ, I don't know who this is, but what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Well, this is JJ in beautiful Rolla, Missouri. Love that recorded monologue. Man,
Thank you.
hit it right on the
He
head.
did, didn't he?
Thank you.
Yes, he did. You know, the Mueller Report was kind of a yawner. And, well, I'm afraid the testimony in the House was a kind of a yawner. I finally struggled my way through listening to every bit of it. And no smoking gun. So I would say that our president has been exonerated. Now, to the parts that are really interesting, and this becomes fascinating to me. The question comes, do they appoint a special prosecutor to go after these folks? I suggest that Barr will not do that, and here's why. We've shown with the Mueller report that a special prosecutor can be coerced, a special prosecutor can be misled. You know, the scope of his investigation was fixed from the start, and that meant don't investigate Hillary. I think instead what Barr is going to do, and he's a smart guy, and this is the smart way to do it, is turn the DOJ loose on these people, a piece at a time. Okay, you investigate this part, you investigate this part, you investigate this part. No big political special prosecutor, no big hubbub, done quietly, but on the books, quietly make those cases, and then start arresting folks. I think that's the way Barr is going to do it. I've got my tinfoil lined MAGA hat on, and that's my prediction for today. I think that he's going to go after these folks, and rightfully so. There was an attempted coup. That's treason. It's time for that to be prosecuted. Will it ever go to the heights of Hillary and Barack? I don't know. Those comrades may walk away. They may not. I plan on sitting by the TV and watching and listening.
Now, I agree with everything you said, except, and maybe I'm peculiar this way, but I found the testimony of these lawyers, the questions of these lawyers to Mueller, from Jordan and from Radcliffe and Judge Louis Gohmert to be fascinating and riveting. And there were others, too, who did a great job. Matt Gaetz, a couple others, a guy named Sensenbrenner, who actually I sat with his daughter once at a meeting a long time ago. And but their questions were just riveting to me. And there were some of the questions I actually posed a couple weeks ago. So,
I don't disagree with your take on that. The questions were interesting.
And so was the response. He was stunned. Okay.
The response was a yawner. He provided nothing.
Right.
He provided no information.
That in itself means that that they struck. He had no defense, none, except to say what was the question? What? I didn't hear that. Could you speak louder? Oh, yeah. I mean that was his stalling tactic, and it got pervasive after a while.
Yeah, it did.
You're testifying under oath. That means truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and we did not get that in those hearings. Those hearings were a political show. The Dems thought they were going to get away with murder here and have some smoking gun be pulled out of Mueller's pocket, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. So politically, Trump's been exonerated. Legally, Mueller looked kind of bad, and the folks that did this special investigation looked kind of bad. And Andrew Weissman, I bet it'd be the first guy I investigate. That guy is crooked as he can be. He's got a track record of it, and I want to know how he even got on this special prosecution team.
Well, that's a good question. Now you got the reaction here. You said nothing really happened, and I disagree. The liberals are all over this and are very negative of it. Michael Moore, frail old man, unable to answer back as he was addressing Mueller. Dems should have listened to him 2 years ago. The Dems who thought Mueller was going to save them should just STFU, and I'm not going to explain that to you. You have to figure it out. You have to figure that out. And Bill Mayer, the comedian, political liberal, to Dems, to the Dems. He said this to the Dems. You know what? I can't watch this anymore. He was watching it apparently. You made OJ try on the glove, and it just didn't work. And all the other mainstream media guys like Todd and Andrea Mitchell, and they're all negative. Joe Scarborough, the ex-Republican jerk. Oh, my God, they were all just amazed. It was amazing how the liberal press all of a sudden turned against who? The Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
That was my second point to this conversation was if you watch the analysis of this stuff by the mainstream clowns, I expected them to weekly try to support Mueller and support the Dems, and even Chuck Todd, who I have zero respect for, what a moron. Even he shook his head and said, no, this doesn't look so good.
Yeah.
Well, my goodness.
That's big.
The mainstream media has been the cheering section, the cheerleaders for the lib goons. And now they're saying, well, maybe this is not such a good thing. That surprised me more than the hearings did.
Well, all their ratings dropped. All their ratings dropped as soon as the original report came out and there was no collusion and no obstruction. And by the way, if you don't charge somebody for a crime, think about it. You don't have a prosecutor writing all the evidence that shows, there may have been a crime. That is completely against DOJ rules and the rules of our Constitution. You don't frame somebody if you don't charge them. Either you charge them or you don't. Right. And that's every prosecutor in the country knows this, except apparently... maybe Mueller does now.
Because we have the presumption of innocence.
That's right, exactly.
In this country.
That's right. And so if you don't charge a guy, then you just walk away and say nothing.
And presume he's innocent.
That's right. And even if you're president of the United States, as one of the, I think it was Radcliffe said, we know he's not. We know the president is not above the law, but he's not below the law either.
Amen to that.
There you go. All right, hey JJ, great segment, my friend.
What?
David, I'm always a pleasure
What did I
to
say?
talk with you.
Did I say
God
great?
bless you,
I didn't
my
say
friend.
great sex, did I?
Well, you
Sounded
did,
like
yeah.
it.
Until you,
I don't think I said that.
until you
No,
fixed
you're
it.
lying.
It sure sounded
Yeah,
like it.
Dave, it was good for me. It was a good time.
I don't know. Anybody got a cigarette? You have a great weekend. All right, thanks, JJ.
God bless, brother.
I didn't. You know what? I didn't. I kind of reheard that in my mind when you looked surprised, and I said, "What did I just say? Why is she looking at me like that?"
That was hilarious.
Okay. Anyways, we're going to take. On that note, we're going to take. I got a 5-hour. Yeah. All right. Okay. Just go ahead. Bring me down a notch. Why don't you?
That's right.
Come on. I need to relax a little. Hey. Hillary served breakfast to the FBI. Shredded emails and toasted server. Forget about it. No. We're going to give him A.G. Barr ain't going to forget about that. And neither is John Durham. They're going to go get this woman. And they're going to reconstitute those computers and unshred those emails.
Right.
All right? They're going to do that. Why? Because they can.
And there's probably a
And they
server
should.
somewhere sitting
No.
with them.
Right now, we don't forget. We don't forget about
we
that.
don't.
All right? No. We're coming for you, Hillary. And I think she knows it, too.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, now Epstein almost got killed in jail, and there was an ex-cop murderer who was also in jail, and he's still alive. They're posing this as an attempted suicide, and I don't think so, but people are wondering, there seems to be people who get into the scope of harming the Clintons seem to disappear or die.
That's
all right.
true.
The people were speculating on that. So
I didn't even.
So
think
I'm not
about
speculating at all. Hey, I know how crazy those people are. Anyways, we're back on the show, and I think right now we probably ought to take a break. We got like I told you, I got a 5-hour show and 3-hour period, but I want you callers 573-364-4433 to get it off your chest.
When it comes to making travel plans, Trips and More Travel Agency of Rolla has skilled agents to help you plan that perfect getaway. With over 27 years of combined experience, the agents are dedicated to providing you the highest quality of customer service, specializing in custom travel, family vacation, and destination weddings. Trips and More can make your vacation unique and fun. Stop in today at 116 West 8th Street in Rolla or call 341-3300. That's 341-3300.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit their website at forumdental.com.
Al West Collision Center in Rolla is looking for experienced technicians to work in the Rolla locations. 2 years experience is required. Al West offers a competitive benefits package and compensation program. Al West Collision has been voted #1 collision center in the area. Are you motivated and ready to move up in the world? Send your resume to admin@alwestcollision.com or drop by 713 Houston Road in Rolla. For more information, call 573-364-8999. Al West Collision is an equal opportunity employer.
Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right? Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it, but that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit a1techofrolla.com.
Nice truck. When did you get that?
Thanks. I just got it at Taylor Chrysler. They offered me 20% off the retail price as part of their summer clearance sale. That was $10,000 off. I just couldn't pass it up.
I'm Jeremy Shelton, General Manager at Taylor Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. If you're ready to trade in your old car or truck, our summer clearance event is your best chance yet to drive home in a new one. But hurry, this sale only goes to July 30th at Taylor Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram on South 63 or online at TaylorChryslerRolla.com.
Moving, let's talk about Salem, Missouri and what we have to offer. We are located in the center of Missouri, center of the USA, with a great school system, college, beautiful country club. Rivers within 1 hour drive include Jack's Fork, Piney, Gasconade, Merrimack, and 2 state parks. If you're looking to enjoy life with recreation or just enjoy life, call VIP Properties, Pat Tackett, broker, 103 East 4th Street, Salem, Missouri, 573-729-7622.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
The evidence we obtained about the president's actions and intent presents difficult issues that prevent us from conclusively determining that no criminal conduct occurred. Accordingly, while this report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him. Now, I read that correctly?
Yes.
All right. Now, your report, and today you said at all times the special counsel team operated under, was guided by, and followed Justice Department policies and principles. So, which DOJ policy or principle sets forth a legal standard that an investigated person is not exonerated if their innocence from criminal conduct is not conclusively determined?
Can you repeat the last part of that question?
Yeah. Which DOJ policy or principle set forth a legal standard that an investigated person is not exonerated if their innocence from criminal conduct is not conclusively determined? Where does that language come from, Director? Where is the DOJ policy that says that? Let me make it easier.
Sorry, go ahead.
Can you give me an example other than Donald Trump where the Justice Department determined that an investigated person was not exonerated because their innocence was not conclusively determined?
I cannot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a lawyer or somebody who knows anything about the law, you know that that was devastating and incriminating, that he broke almost every rule in the DOJ book in that report. That report probably would have, if it was done as a law school project at Yale or Harvard, it probably would have gotten an F. That report was a political hit job. And yes, I know Mueller's old and he's maybe approaching dementia, but whatever. The man chose to be assigned to this job, and he didn't even read the dossier. He didn't know about the dossier, the Steele dossier that started the whole thing. I mean, we got more and more on this because I think it's really important that we understand that this was a setup and a hoax and a witch hunt all the way. If you disagree, call me, 573-364-4433, and set me straight. All right, now we got the Rabbi coming up in about what? About a minute and a half?
About a minute.
All right, Rabbi's coming up. I also have Cheryl Chumley calling. She's the...
media goddess.
Media goddess. And a gal named Laura. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
DeAnna Lorraine. She was missing for a while. And showbiz expert Mitch Weinbaum calling all the way from Connecticut.
Oh, cool.
All right, so hit the song, please.
Yeah, 1 second, Dave. You were talking to another rabbi? Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show, or should I say shalom?
Shalom, Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce you. I know how you'll You'll whine and cry if I don't. Ladies and gentlemen, this man travels the world, uniting Christians and Jews. He is the official rabbi to Missouri, the future rabbi to the Trump Third Temple Hotel, Golf Course, Casino, and Spa, and the official rabbi to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. Whoa! Wow! That's all the way from Bethlehem. Yeah. That's from Saudi Arabia, too. Hi there. Welcome to the show, Rabbi, once again. Can you refer me to the Torah section law that prevents Jews from being friends with Christians?
We're still on that, eh?
Yes. We're still on. I'm serious about this. There are a lot of people in there saying, hey, don't get too close.
Well, I just ignore them. You know what? You got to...
I don't want to ignore them, Rabbi. There's a lot of people... Let me just interrupt you. I'm sorry. There are a lot of people who think like this. I don't want to ignore them. I want it out in the open. I want to know what the hell they're talking about.
I ignore them. You know, if you have a full tank of gas, and you're trying to expend the gas, trying to get from point A to B, if you start diverting and making all kinds of side trips, it just takes away all your energy, and then you're not going to make it. I focus on the road ahead of me and the people who get it. And, you know, when Theodor Herzl wanted to, you know, start the modern state of Israel, you know, no one said, hey, great idea, you know, why didn't I think of that? There's always going to be the detractors.
And how much of a Torah expert was he, by the way?
He wasn't at all. I mean,
exactly.
He was quite an assimilated Jew for the terrorists. But you know what? My feeling is very strong. You know, for the Bible, the book of Isaiah says no less than 3 times that the Jewish people should be a light unto the nations. And if you believe in the Bible, and, you know, that's what it says. And you can't be a light unto the nations without us and the nations having a relationship. So, you know, I feel pretty strongly about that. And unfortunately, the history of Jewish-Christian relations is fraught with a lot of blood and a lot of violence and so on. A lot of church-based anti-Semitism coming out of the Catholic Church. You even had Martin Luther calling for the burning of Jews. You know, so if we're going to just keep rehashing and focusing on what happened in the past, we're never going to be able to build a better world. And so to build a better world, the good people have to stand together. The good moral people that believe in morality and goodness and so on and so forth. And we have what the world calls the Judeo-Christian ethic. So we need to stand together. I'm not ignoring the fact that Judaism and Christianity have profound differences. And like I said many times, I have many differences with people that I love. That doesn't mean I ignore them. It doesn't mean I don't try to work with them. Quite the contrary. You know, you can't spend your whole life just ignoring people around you because they disagree with you. You know, so you know I try to trying to build a better future. So when I have my Jewish brothers and sisters saying, "Hey, you know what are you wasting your time?"
Yeah.
and they fall into the old stereotypes of the Jewish-Christian relationship, that Christians are just out to missionize us, or just out to kill us, or just out to love us because they want something from us, and so on and so forth, then you're just falling into the last 2,000 years of Jewish-Christian relationships. So I don't have energy, you know, to fight with those people. I get it, and that's fine. They don't want to be involved, so don't. But I think it's dramatically important. Dov Littman, I sent you an article. I don't know if you saw it. It was a member of the Knesset. Feels very, very strongly that the Christian community has a very large role to play in fighting anti-Semitism. Well, duh, because anti-Semitism isn't coming from the Jewish community. It's coming from without, either from you know, people who are Muslims, Christians, or others. And so we need non-Jews to be part of the Jewish story, and for us to be part of their story. And so that's what I think.
And so if you're wrong, what's the downside? Doesn't it just go back to like how it used to be? And but you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to change this, because it's a great time for Jews and Christians to be aligned, all right? A window of opportunity won't open itself, and you have dove through that window bravely. And
Right.
if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What else do you want?
Right. Look, I find that, and there has been a tremendous amount of success in the kinds of work that I'm doing, that we're doing, and you're a big part of this, Dave.
Thank you.
And I think that there's been a lot of fruits from it. The things that people worry about is that, okay, you're opening the door, you're allowing Christians to have access to Israel and to Jews, and they're going to come and they're going to missionize, and they're going to convert.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard of whole-scale Jews converting to Christianity or leaving their faith because of the kinds of work that people like me and others are doing. I haven't heard about it, and you know what? I'm just doing what I think is right.
Stan has a question.
Right.
Well, I was going to say, you haven't seen the movement to Judaism, and Christians, their main purpose is to try to talk to Jewish people and get them to understand why they believe the way they believe. And I don't see a whole lot of Jews moving over to the Christian realm neither.
Well, I would say that under what we've seen, I don't know about you, Rabbi, but nobody has strapped you down and told you convert or we're going to do something to you. Have they?
No, they haven't. But I've certainly engaged in dialogue.
Sure.
And
sure. What are the rest of the Jews, if they're not strapping you down and telling you will convert or else we're going to kill you? What are they afraid of? God gave us brains.
Yeah,
God gave us brains to use.
Yeah, look, there's a historical bias that, and like I said, that we as Jews have been, for 2,000 years, we've gotten pretty good at recognizing our enemies, but we have yet to perfect the art of recognizing our friends. And I think in the Christian community, we have a lot of good friends, a lot of best friends, a lot of close friends, and we as John Hagee, there's a beautiful quote from him that I heard him say, and I saw it in the paper. I can't say it verbatim anymore, but he said, look, when the Crusades happened, we were not there. When the Inquisition happened, we were not there. When the Holocaust happened, we were not there. But we're here today, and we as Christians need to stand up today and defend the rights of the Jewish people,
Amen.
Defend the rights of Israel, and be heard and be accounted for, to fix these historical wrongs between the church and the Jewish people.
Absolutely.
And I thought that was extremely powerful.
Amen.
Completely.
Sure was.
And okay, let's say
I can't hold a Christian who I meet that's 35, 40 years old, 50 years old, 6 years old, accountable for something that the church might have done 500 years ago.
Exactly. And let's say he's lying, and let's say this is all a fraud. Okay, we're just back to step one, aren't we? So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Quite a good fraud.
Yeah, well, okay.
Well, that's kind of faith, too. People get saved in the Christian community, and their goal is to end up in heaven. What happens if there really is no God and there is no salvation? What did you lose? Nothing.
Right, exactly. You're living a nice, good, clean life.
Exactly.
What have you lost?
Yep.
Exactly. So I feel very, very strongly, and if I would engage people on Facebook and all these discussions, that would take up probably every single day an hour or two going back and forth.
But Rabbi, I don't know if you know this about me, but I like to argue. I like the logic of it.
I don't mind. I like arguing.
I know. You shouldn't have to do what I do. I come to you for reference to help me in my arguments, and you supply it.
I'm happy to help, but I do occasionally engage people on Facebook, but but I want to spend my time. You're a talk show host, so you spend all week preparing for this show, and and engaging people is what you do. I'm focused on engaging Christians, not fighting with my Jewish brothers and sisters about whether or not this is the right thing to do or not. And I don't have the time for it.
Well, that's the devil. It's the devil's goal to throw you off your mission and get you to, mess with the quagmire of people that don't agree with you. That's his mission. So I don't blame him.
All right, well, let's get
on purpose.
Let's get on another subject here. Boris Johnson, who looks like Boris Johnson, who looks like a weird kind of a Trump, is now an ugly Trump, is now the UK Prime Minister, and it sounds like he's going to be not only good for the USA, he's going to be bad for Europe, but good for Israel. And he wants to get rid of this guy, Jeremy Corbyn, who is a rote British anti-Semite who's in their government. What are your thoughts on Boris?
Look, Boris Johnson, first of all, called himself, quote unquote, a passionate Zionist. I mean, that is very, very powerful.
Right.
Secondly, not only is he has called Corbyn to task. I mean, and I watched the video last night. It's quite entertaining to see the British Parliament. He's also shredding those who are trying to introduce socialism and admiring Mao Zedong and Stalin, and who put up pictures of Mao Zedong and Stalin. I mean, I think he's a breath of fresh air. It looks like he and Donald Trump used the same barber.
Trump has hairspray, though.
Okay.
Orange hairspray.
I like him, and I think could be good. It looks like he's on to something.
By the way, going back to our other subject, isn't Bibi Netanyahu and Ron Dermer and a lot in the Netanyahu government, aren't they in favor of having good relationships with Christians?
Yeah, of course they are. They definitely are. By the way, our friend Ron Dermer, his term is coming to a close this September.
What's he going to do?
I don't know. Maybe he'll come work for the Global Israel Alliance.
All right. Maybe I had an interview with him because of you, and I appreciate that. That was one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life. Thank you for that. Hey, other than the DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you and contribute to you?
They can go to my website, IsraelAlliance.org, IsraelAlliance.org. And if you want to contribute, you can. There's a donate button. You can also sign up for December 8th. We're having a conference in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's a whole group coming from Rolla, St. James, and Pastor Pat.
When is this?
Sunday, December 8th. Don't say I didn't tell you, Dave.
Okay, it's on the record now, Rabbi. It's not like 2 days' notice like some things.
I'm sure Lisa's there listening.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, yeah, she's listening.
She's listening.
We appreciate it.
Hey, Rabbi, you know what? I closed my funeral home. I used to own a funeral home. And my problem with that was just because people were living longer, why should I suffer? Ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi Moshe Rothchild calling all the way from Efrat, Israel. Thank you so much, Rabbi. Shabbat shalom.
All right.
And hi to Yonit and the kids.
Thanks, Rabbi.
You got it.
Thank you. All right, we have a caller?
Yes.
Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? This is Bridget. Is it Bridget?
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
No, because I started to stutter.
Oh, well. We could have laughed at you if you wanted that. Come on.
But, something, I am a Sabbath keeper also.
You're a what keeper?
A Sabbath.
Oh, you are? As a Christian, right?
Huh?
As a Christian.
As a Christian.
Now, are you talking about the Jewish Sabbath or the Christian?
No, the Christian Sabbath. Well, it's the Sabbath. It's the Sabbath.
Yeah,
it means
all right.
Saturday. No buts about it.
There are a lot of Christians getting into the fact they still believe in Jesus, but they're actually doing they're living the way Jesus lived, which is the Jewish holidays. They celebrate those, and they also keep the Sabbath from Friday sundown till Saturday sundown.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. I know a few of them. Some are in the McDonald's business.
Yeah, a few years back we had a Sabbath, where they brought in the Sabbath, the Jewish, was the rabbi at Fort Leonard Wood.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing, that is one beautiful thing, what they go through. the service and then the dinner, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, cool.
It's absolutely beautiful. I was impressed, very impressed.
Well,
Anyway.
you think it's a pretty good idea for Jews and Christians to align with each other, don't you?
Exactly.
In these days?
Yep, me too.
Especially in these days.
Yeah, all right.
Especially in these days.
Well,
Anyway,
well, some on probably either side don't like it, but, not everybody likes everything, right?
what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
Anyways, AOC,
Yeah.
I would invite her to go with me to Dachau
Yeah, really.
and see the camp. There is a camp, like the where they mutilated the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see meat hooks on the ceiling at the border. You don't see places where there is no window. They had to sit in a pitch dark room. Okay, water in stale bread, bad water, and stale bread through the week, and only one time a week they got a hot meal. That stinking bitch, I tell you, it makes me sick. It makes me sick.
I think you ought to get out of your shell and just come right out and say stuff. Okay,
What do you
come
really
on,
mean,
Bridget?
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. It's a waste of time. She's a liar. She knows she's lying, and it's not going to stop her. She went to the border. She went to the border, the southern border. And what did she do? She stood in front of a fence, practically showing a picture op of her posing with her hands over her eyes, bending her knees, ready to collapse over all the tragedy that was happening on the other side of the fence. Guess what? Nobody was there but guards.
I invite her to go to Dachau and what's the other one?
Auschwitz.
The other one is the worst
Auschwitz.
one.
Auschwitz was probably the worst.
That was the worst one.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see meat hooks on the ceiling, and the people don't get burned.
Yeah,
right.
Or gas.
I've been to
Dachau. I don't
Dachau.
want to upset. I do have a book I would love to give to you. It is from Auschwitz. If you don't want it, I don't want to upset you over it. But
look,
truth.
I'm not upset by it now. I am upset by the whole thing. But I always, as a young person, wanted to figure out why the hell people, and I'm talking about 10, 11 years old. I'm trying to figure out, why do people hate me because I'm Jewish? What did I do? What sin did I commit? And I'm a kid, and I'm trying to figure out, why did they hate all the Jews like that? Was it just the Holocaust, or did this happen before? And yes, it's happened throughout history.
Said the people hate still to this day hate the Jews because they were smart in rich. They had riches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had businesses. They were rich.
So they were easy scapegoats.
They were blessed. They were blessed.
Exactly, blessed. You said
exactly.
it. You hit the hammer on the head. But that's what I'm saying. It is disgusting. And I watched this Wednesday on TV about Mueller.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he got.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, my.
Well, hey, I've been to Dachau prison camp before, and you're right. If she ever went there and looked at the pictures and got to digest exactly what was happening there. I mean, these people thought they were going to take a shower.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
sad.
When I went, I cried the whole time what we have done to those people.
Yeah.
All right. Bridget,
anyway.
I got to move along, darling. Thank you
I'm not
so
your
much.
Darling. Your wife is your darling.
No, she's my wife. You're my darling.
Please, I'm watching out for you,
You're
girl.
my darling.
Thank you. I don't know if it's working, but we'll keep trying.
See, she's here. I can say things like that when she's here.
Bridget.
Thank you, Bridget. You have a great weekend. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen. Okay, we're back in the show, and I think we need another, what? What do you got? Another break. Call the show. This is a hot show, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be working this Mueller thing over and a couple other things, too. All day I got great interviews. I thought the Rabbi interview was terrific. We covered a lot of ground. And I'm not afraid to be, I'll say stuff, and you can disagree or agree, but you got to tell me why. And I'll retort with an argument. And if you can convince me, I will change my mind.
There you go.
All right. Call 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
Hi, this is Sarah Weinbaum, massage therapist at Lavish Day Spa, formerly known as Terra Day Spa. Come visit me at our all-new location on North Bishop next to Steak and Shake. Come take your stress and worries away with our full-service salon and day spa, featuring discounts on Dermalogica and other skincare items offered with a purchase of a facial. New location, same number, 364-0905. Come sail away at Lavish Day Spa in Rolla.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit our website at forumdental.com.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto repair experience. Their name says mufflers, but they do it all. And now you can visit them on Highway 63 South, just across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds. Muffler Mart in Rolla. For more information or appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050.
When you're ready to find the best steak in Rolla, head over to Sidney's at 707 North Pine in downtown Rolla. All their steaks are aged 30 days and hand-cut to perfection. This weekend is Ribeye Weekend. Get a 16-ounce ribeye steak with Sidney's signature spice blend and 2 sides, only $14.99. And choose Sidney's with over 100 different whiskeys, scotches, and bourbons, and over a dozen draft beers to complement the best steak around. Call 426-3707 for reservations. Lunch specials on Facebook. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 1:30 a.m. daily.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
A 2013 puff piece in the Washingtonian about Comey said basically when Comey called, you drop everything you were doing. It gave examples. You're having dinner with your wife and daughter. Comey calls, you drop everything and go. The article quoted Comey as saying, if a train were coming down the track, and I quote, at least Bob Mueller will be standing on the tracks with me. Yeah. You and James Comey have been good friends or were good friends for many years, correct?
We were business associates. We both started off in the Justice Department about this.
You were good friends. You can work together and not be friends, but you and Comey were friends.
We were friends.
That's my question. Thank you for getting to the answer. Now, before you were appointed as special counsel, had you talked to James Comey in the preceding 6 months?
No.
When you were appointed as special counsel, was President Trump's firing of Comey something you anticipated investigating, potentially obstruction of justice?
I'm not going to get into that.
All right, well, that's a start from Louis Gohmert. He's a judge.
Yeah.
All right, and he doesn't suffer idiots who are just regular people like you and me and Stan and, well, Lisa. And he just doesn't do it. He just, I'm sorry, what? Did I say something?
Well, yeah, she's not ordinary. She's extraordinary.
That's right, you're my wife.
Yeah.
You're not normal.
I'm regular people.
You're crazy enough to marry me.
Oh, you got me there.
All right, so anyways, where was I now? You interrupted me, honey. So Louis Gohmert, he's a lawyer. He's a smart guy. And supposedly Mueller, the head of the FBI for years and years and years, a man who has testified like 90 times in front of Congress, the most often testified person in Congress under oath in the history of the world. And he can't figure out what's happening between these other people, these lawyers, and him. I find that really amazing. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dave, Jim from Raleigh.
Well, hi, Jim. How you doing?
Fantastic, but I'll get better.
See, you do that every week. You got to get a new line for that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I will. I mean, I got to go out tonight, so okay. Never tell when you go out, right? Anyway.
Yes, sir.
Next time you guys say that Mueller thing, would you please leave off the ER? Okay.
Would you what?
Leave off the ER.
Oh, Mueller?
Mueller.
Yeah. Mueller.
No. You know what that is? You know what that is a takeoff of, don't you?
He's making a butt of himself. No,
Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where Ben Stein, who is pretending to be a teacher in high school, is calling him for attendance, and he says, Bueller.
I didn't see that.
So I adapted that to Mueller. And Mueller, quite frankly, wasn't there yesterday. Or his brain wasn't there. Was it?
Well, come on. What do you expect from the guy? I mean, he's not of our party anyway. So
no. I expect this guy to stand up and confess to what he did. He committed treason, and he should have the consequences, and he should tell the other people. Okay?
What? Why should he do that? Hillary.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, okay. Well, then I don't like Hillary either. How's that?
I don't either.
Okay. No, I don't feel sorry. You know what? I should feel sorry for Comey, and I mean not for Comey, but it's happening to me now for Mueller, because it seems like he's got the onset of some age-oriented disease that maybe I'm going to get, and Stan already has. So and this is not funny, and it's sad and all that. But for him to lend his name to this report and not really write it, and I'm posing this, it didn't seem like he read it. He didn't know anything about it, certainly. I mean, maybe you read it and forgot it. I don't know. But he certainly didn't write the damn thing. He supervised. He had this Andrew Weissman probably heading it up, who he loved, apparently. And that's where he... Huh?
How many... Now, Mueller was the head of that, but how many, they said the other day, and I cannot remember how many attorneys was working on this thing. It was like 6 or 8 other attorneys with him working on this project.
There was about 14. There was about 14 or 15.
Was it? I couldn't remember. I knew.
Hey, listen, I'm in on a hard interview here, Jim, so I'm going to have to get off, okay?
Catch you later, guys.
All right, thanks. All right, hi there, welcome. You got a song set up?
My computer is freezing up right now, so yeah, go ahead.
It'd be nice to tell me, okay?
I just figured it out myself.
Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I think I know who this is. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dave, it's Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Cheryl Chumley, Washington, time.
Are we missing we're missing a song, apparently. Did you steal his mouse?
My applause.
The boss came in and stole his mouse.
Still not working?
No, oh, my God. I don't have a song for you. Should we
stand? We are the champions.
Oh, da, da, da,
and we'll keep on fighting till the end.
Da, 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 da.
We are the champions.
Gotta get that equipment.
We are the champions. Okay, you happy now?
No time for losers. That's why we have the best Cheryl Chumley
I just kicked my mic
on the line. How are you, Cheryl?
All right.
I'm doing
So
well.
listen, this is a catastrophe. A catastrophe after catastrophe. Are you there, Cheryl? Still? Are you still with us?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll get started here. Don't worry. I'm sure you got better things to do than this. Hey,
no, this is fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Washington Times online editor, author, speaker, Robert Novak, journalism fellow, and the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Cheryl Chumley. We just had some people who are really ticked off come in here because we didn't introduce you properly, who are going to beat us up, and they pushed Dan out of the way, and they fixed it. So there you go.
I kind of like the singing. I like the personal touch.
Oh, there you go. Well, maybe
you're
we
welcome.
should do that. We should serenade our. We'll just do it for Cheryl.
Some enchanted evening.
Oh God, please stop now.
I didn't like it that much.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Anyways, I'm not going to comment. Just how nuts is Rashida Tlaib? You know, she compares the USA boycotting of Nazi Germany to the proposed BDS, that's the boycott, divestment, and sanction of Israel. Just how nutty is this woman?
Yeah, it goes beyond nuttiness. It goes, in my mind, this is dangerous, viewpoints being put forth by a duly elected member of Congress. And that's the thing that's a little bit horrific to me, that somebody who represents the will of the American people, who supposedly represents the Constitution, holds these views and is not afraid to state them.
Yeah, I mean, just crazy, and another crazy one. Why? And these people are all on the MSM. They're on the mainstream media news, and they're in the New York Times. Why are the New York Times and the MSM giving Congresswoman like Ilhan Omar a platform to spread her racist hate?
Yeah, well, if you look at the New York Times, they just recently had to overcome their own perceptions of anti-Semitism for their cartoon that they published without thinking. So, and now you have CNN that is facing a problem as well with anti-Semitism. So it kind of leads you down the path to wonder, is the mainstream media part of this anti-Semitic viewpoint that so many emerging new members of Congress seem to be putting forth as well?
What's interesting is CNN is run by a Jew, and I know that the New York Times was founded by Jews. Isn't that interesting? But what happened at CNN? What happened there? I've got it, but I want people to know from you because you wrote about it.
Yeah, this is just breaking. This is just recent. CNN accepted the resignation, and I put that in quotes because it was probably, we'll give you the chance to resign or we're going to have to fire you, of a photograph editor who was outed by a Republican strategist just this week for anti-Semitic tweets he made in 2011. And these were really ugly, vicious tweeted messages. He spoke of Jewish pigs and seemed to cheer Hamas for bombings and so forth against the Jewish people. Really despicable, disgusting stuff that didn't get uncovered by CNN censors, it seems. He's been working at the network since January, and this is just coming to light now by a Republican strategist, no less, not from CNN's own.
Isn't that ironic that we're talking about CNN's own employee, and yet they still have people like Ilhan Omar, Rashid Tlaib, and even Cortez on air all the time, and these are all anti-Semites.
Yeah, and Ilhan Omar just got all that space in New York Times' editorial page to write an anti-Donald Trump screed, basically calling him a racist. And, this is just a hit job, a hatchet job against this administration. And it looks like the Democrats are in collaboration with the mainstream media to take down this president.
Now, in light of the Mueller testimony, which was evidence, in my opinion, of his culpability, his part of the coup and cover-up, the Dems have pledged to keep the investigation going. Now, I thought that ship had sailed. Are they crazy?
Yeah, I think they're delusional. I mean, to keep pushing the Russia collusion, conspiracy, obstruction message, it has to be good for the Republican Party. It has to be great for Trump's re-election team, because any sane person at this point has to realize that if there were any truths at all to the Russia collusion against Donald Trump, they would have come forward by now. Here we are entering year 3 of this whole messaging, and there's nothing to show for it.
And as you know, A.G. Barr has hired John Durham, U.S. Attorney out of Connecticut, and the IG, Inspector General Michael Horowitz, they're investigating this and have been for a long time now. How far up do you think this will go in the Obama administration?
Oh, well, I definitely think that the Clintons are going to be roped into this. Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation. Bill Clinton, he probably is going to have to step away from his Jeffrey Epstein ties for a little bit to deal with, these new allegations coming forward. But I just think it's gonna rope in high-ranking officials. I wouldn't be surprised if Barack Obama was brought into it as well. This will be interesting in the next year.
You think there'll be any indictments?
Honestly, I still don't. I still don't believe that the highest ranking are going to be indicted. I think if they were, pigs would fly, but you would see them do, like a Jeffrey Epstein-type suicide attempt first.
Well, let me just say this. You can get pig wings in a restaurant. Pig wings. Do you know that? I'm serious.
No, I not.
So you never know. I kind of think they have to. I think they either do this or there's no more justice in this. You or I did anything like that, we'd be in jail. You got to have equal justice, and right now is the time. And Barr is out there saying he's got great investigators, and if they don't get indicted, unless they're really innocent, if they can prove their innocence, if they're guilty, they got to do some jail time, just like you or I would, Cheryl.
I love that thought. That's the American justice system, blind to color and race and creed and all that. But I just, the wealthy, the powerful, you and I both know, pragmatically speaking, they get away with more than you and I would get away with.
Now, other than that, what can you explain the Mueller hearings in the performance of Bob Mueller?
Yeah, what was that? You almost felt sorry for the guy at certain points. Now, I didn't watch the whole thing nonstop, but I did watch some. And, of course, I caught the clips, the highlights the next day. But, honestly, he seemed ill.
Yeah.
I mean, he was definitely ill-prepared. And I think what you said a couple minutes ago, it does fact that this is questionable that he was in charge of the investigation.
Yeah.
If he couldn't answer questions about his own report that he signed off on and supposedly wrote himself, it shows somebody else was in charge here.
Yeah, and my take on the Republicans in the morning, they just eviscerated the guy. If you're a lawyer, or you pretend to be a lawyer like I do. I mean, I understand what they did. They just carved him up and into little pieces in terms of Radcliffe and Jim Jordan and Louis Gohmert and a couple others. Oh my God, they sliced and diced him. And so
Jim Jordan was magnificent. Yes.
Yes, it was.
You got a guy lying 3 times who was the start of this mess, and you have arrested, what's his name, Stone and Manafort, and Papadopoulos, and
13 unknown.
Jail time and all, ruined a lot of lives for lying to the FBI. This guy, in your report he lied 3 times, and you did not indict him. Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah, bingo.
Okay,
but
I mean, wonderful stuff.
Oh, yeah, you got the Russians that nobody knows.
And then you got the afternoon session, and I'm looking at this thing. I'm looking at Devin Nunes, who, by the way, I've met and talked to. Really a neat guy. And I'm watching him question the guy, and all of a sudden, he's like, it's like a football game. You're winning, 40-0, and you want to be nice to the other team. You just sort of, don't score anymore. Well, he stopped trying to score. I know this guy has dirt on Mueller. He stopped. He says, I want to recognize you as your honorable service to this country and as a great veteran and all this stuff. And he says, I pass. And I think what they did was he laid down because that guy was eviscerated in the morning session.
Already, yeah.
I think he had mercy on him. However, I will say this. I absolutely and totally disagree with that. I absolutely and totally disagree.
Because they never do it.
Because you got more stuff to prove. Prove it.
Right.
I don't care whether it's 80-0 in this particular case. This guy he's ruined lives. And
I mean, this whole investigation was a farce from the beginning. That's what Trump's been saying, and there have been a few of us who had our suspicions from the beginning as well. And I just think that it crumbled. It just slapped the face of Democrats who laid all their hopes on this hearing. They thought they were going to own the next week's media cycle to just run with all this and play clip after clip of Mueller supposedly, winning on his report and everything, but they've got nothing to show for it now.
I think it's incredible, and I think they actually, with this, in fact, here's a column for you. Why don't you write something about how the Democrats used the hoax to win the House in the 2018 elections?
That'd be interesting. That would be.
I think you may make a great article. You don't have to give me any. You don't have to say Dave Weinbaum, but the name is spelled WEINBAUM. Other than DaveWeinbaum.net, Cheryl, where can people find you?
On Twitter at CK Chumley or on my website, CherylChumley.com.
Cheryl, even the rats living amongst the L.A. homeless are so depressed they're committing suicide. Ladies and gentlemen, that was terrible. That was low. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Chumley. Sorry about the song thing. That was Stan's fault, though.
Yeah, it was my fault.
Thank you so much for being a star and the best political analyst in the history of the United States of America. Cheryl Chumley, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys. You too.
Bye.
All right, bye.
All right.
KKID Salem Raleigh.
Is she not a star? Oh,
she is awesome.
She is absolutely great. I could talk to her all day.
Starting this year, Toyota and Lexus luxury models will come with Amazon Alexa.
Alexa, turn on the AC.
Turning on AC.
Finally, a virtual assistant to help you navigate.
Alexa, where's the nearest gas station?
Nearest gas station in 1.5 miles.
And to help maintain your vehicle.
Alexa, order more brake pads.
Ordering new brake pads. Although maybe if you didn't stop so close to the car in front of you.
I left plenty of room.
You drive too aggressively.
If you were just quiet for 2 seconds.
She'll talk to you literally the entire time you're driving.
I think you should have turned back there.
I know where I'm going!
Hi. You know why I pulled you over?
No, officer, I have...
Because we were driving 72 miles per hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone.
Anything else I should know?
2 miles back, we rolled through a stop sign without coming to a complete stop. Also, there are illegal fireworks in the trunk.
Sir, I'm going to need you to step out of the car, please.
Amazon Alexa. You'll never get away from her.
All right. Thank you, Stan. We're back on the show. We need to take a break. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Director. All right. Call the show, please. 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their number one hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
Reality check number 31. New cars can go from 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. Why can't new car loans move like that? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. We may look like typical bankers, but when it comes to car loans, we're downright speed demons. We approve loans in record time, so you can get that new baby on the road ASAP. And by the way, you really do look good in that new ride. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
From apples to Xboxes, we fix it all. Call us today, A1 Tech. More than just computer repair. We'll fix your laptop, your desktop, and so much more. On site or mobile, from apples to Xboxes, we fix it all. Call us today, A1 Tech.
Call A1 Tech right now at 573-458-9175.
Nice truck. When did you get that?
Thanks. I just got it at Taylor Chrysler. They offered me 20% off the retail price as part of their summer clearance sale. That was $10,000 off. I just couldn't pass it up.
I'm Jeremy Shelton, General Manager at Taylor Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. If you're ready to trade in your old car or truck, our summer clearance event is your best chance yet to drive home in a new one. But hurry, this sale only goes to July 30th at Taylor Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram on South 63 or online at TaylorChryslerRolla.com.
When you're ready to find the best steak in Rolla, head over to Sydney's at 707 North Pine in downtown Rolla. All their steaks are aged 30 days and hand-cut to perfection. This weekend is Ribeye Weekend. Get a 16-ounce ribeye steak with Sydney's signature spice blend and 2 sides only $14.99. And choose Sydney's with over 100 different whiskeys, scotches, and bourbons and over a dozen draft beers to complement the best steak around. Call 426-3707 for reservations. Lunch specials on Facebook. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 1:30 a.m. daily.
Moving, let's talk about Salem, Missouri and what we have to offer. We are located in the center of Missouri, center of the USA, with a great school system, college, beautiful country club. Rivers within 1 hour drive include Jack's Fork, Piney, Gasconade, Merrimack, and 2 state parks. If you're looking to enjoy life with recreation or just enjoy life, call VIP Properties, Pat Tackett, broker, 103 East 4th Street, Salem, Missouri, 573-729-7622.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at the Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
The special counsel's job, nowhere does it say that you were to conclusively determine Donald Trump's innocence or that the special counsel report should determine whether or not to exonerate him. It's not in any of the documents. It's not in your appointment order. It's not in the special counsel regulations. It's not in the OLC opinions. It's not in the Justice Manual. And it's not in the principles of federal prosecution. Nowhere do those words appear together because respectfully, Director, it was not the special counsel's job to conclusively determine Donald Trump's innocence or to exonerate him, because the bedrock principle of our justice system is a presumption of innocence. It exists for everyone. Everyone is entitled to it, including sitting presidents. And because there is a presumption of innocence, prosecutors never, ever need to conclusively determine it.
There you go. I mean, whoa. Wow. Such great questions and statements by the Republicans. They hit home runs. And, I think I'd like to go over and I got a lot of extras today, and I do want to get to as many as I can. But you call the show. I will interrupt the show. In about 10 minutes, we have a special friend named Laura coming on the show. And I want you to hit number 9, please.
All right.
Director, the FBI interviewed Joseph Mifsud on February 10th, 2017. In that interview, Mr. Mifsud lied. You point this out on page 193, volume 1. Mifsud denied. Mifsud also falsely stated. In addition, Mifsud omitted. 3 times he lied to the FBI, yet you didn't charge him with the crime.
Excuse me, did you say one? I'm sorry, did you say 193?
Volume 1, 193. He lied 3 times, you pointed out in the report. Why didn't you charge him with the crime?
I can't get into internal deliberations with regard who would or would not be.
Charge a lot of other people for making false statements. Let's remember this. In 2016, the FBI did something they probably haven't done before. They spied on 2 American citizens associated with a presidential campaign, George Papadopoulos and Carter Page. With Carter Page, they went to the FISA court. They used the now famous dossier as part of the reason they were able to get the warrant and spy on Carter Page for a better part of a year. With Mr. Papadopoulos, they didn't go to the court. They used human sources. All kinds of, from about the moment Papadopoulos joins the Trump campaign, you got all these people all around the world starting to swirl around him. Names like Halper, Downer, Mifsud, Thompson, meeting in Rome, London, all kinds of places. The FBI even sent a lady posing as somebody else, went by the name Azra Turk, even dispatched her to London to spy on Mr. Papadopoulos. In one of these meetings, Mr. Papadopoulos is talking to a foreign diplomat, and he tells the diplomat, Russians have dirt on Clinton. That diplomat then contacts the FBI, and the FBI opens an investigation based on that fact. You point this out on page 1 of the report. July 31st, 2016, they open the investigation based on that piece of information.
I mean, they got him.
Absolutely.
That's already spying on Trump before they had a reason, before they had the dossier. You know? And then they used the dossier, which was a complete fraud, to get the FISA courts to order warrants against these guys. Well, I guess they did have the dossier then, because that's when they started this misfit guy.
Right.
Misfit? I don't know. Anyways, what I'm getting at is, wow, these guys are so good. Jim Jordan, and Radcliffe. I think it's John Radcliffe. My goodness. If I ever wanted a lawyer, I'd want these guys on my side.
Absolutely.
And the Democrats don't have anything like this. They're like, it's like watching people arguing before the Supreme Court versus idiots in the Democrat side that don't have a clue as to what's going on. They don't have a clue that they're losing half the time. So I find it's very interesting. Any liberals out there who are happy about this? Anybody? I mean, I've argued this. Go ahead, hit it.
If you are.
President Trump must stop holding the American people hostage, must stop manufacturing a crisis.
This president just used the backdrop of the Oval Office to manufacture a crisis.
Folks, the president has manufactured one heck of a political crisis for himself.
Donald Trump is manufacturing a national security crisis.
You will hear them say is that this is a manufactured crisis. It's not a national security crisis. The big scam of the whole address was that there's a crisis. There's not a crisis.
The notion that we have a crisis there, security crisis, is absolute nonsense.
It remains a Seinfeld shutdown, all about nothing. What happens when there is...
We're back.
Yeah, just reminding everybody how confused they really are.
They set that out as a talking point.
Exactly.
They haven't yet figured out what talking points... I can't wait to see the talking points on how they're going to save Mueller in his stupid report as a tool to impeach. Yeah, right. I mean, they're going to use it in the elections again, which I think is election fraud. I think it's treason. Does anybody else think that way? They collaborated and conspired to use this report, to weaponize it, to weaponize intel, to weaponize the Obama administration's during and after the 2016 election, to either throw the election to Hillary and then that not working, to overthrow a duly elected president of the United States.
Right.
Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest. And I think right now, we're going to take a break right before Miss Loomer. Oh, my God, I said her name. What are they going to do to me? Ooh. Ooh. I don't know what they're going to do. And I don't care.
You don't seem too worried about it.
Well, you know, what it is. Whatever happens, happens.
That's right.
All right, call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated. Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area with a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe. You can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax and enjoy your lunch in our dining room located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla. Cox Brothers Service Company, located in St. James, is there when you need them. Cox Brothers staff is focused on delivering professional restaurant and refrigeration equipment, services, and installation to the local service areas and beyond. Keep your business running right with the professionals at Cox Brothers Service Company. Give them a call at 573-368-4083. And as always, they thank you for your continued support and patronage.
The strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. The all-new 2019 Silverados have arrived at Fairground Auto Plaza. Get 0% APR for 72 months or $9,015 in total value on the all-new 2019 Crew Cab LT All-Star Z71 for well-qualified buyers with GM financing. Check out everything Fairground Auto Plaza has to offer. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla for full details. Chevy, find new roads.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050.
When you're ready to find the best steak in Rolla, head over to Sidney's at 707 North Pine in downtown Rolla. All their steaks are aged 30 days and hand-cut to perfection. This weekend is Ribeye Weekend. Get a 16-ounce ribeye steak with Sidney's signature spice blend and 2 sides, only $14.99. And choose Sidney's with over 100 different whiskeys, scotches, and bourbons, and over a dozen draft beers to complement the best steak around. Call 426-3707 for reservations. Lunch specials on Facebook. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 1:30 a.m. daily.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Did he mention the firing of James Comey?
Not as a candidate. I was asked.
Did he mention the firing of James Comey in your discussion with him?
Cannot remember.
Pardon?
Cannot remember. Don't believe so, but I'm not going to be specific.
You don't remember. But if he did, you could have been a fact witness as to the president's comments and state of mind on firing James Comey.
I suppose that's possible.
Oh, I think. Stan.
Sorry, I was daydreaming or something.
Mueller. Okay. See, now I can tease you with that. Mueller. He's got a Mueller. Wow. A Mueller knee brace, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. I try to get up sometimes and it says Stan.
Mueller said he was in business with Comey.
Oh,
so
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
it's a Mueller Comey product. Obviously, Mueller got the name rights. Yeah. So how about that? Isn't that something? All right, we're back on the show. We got the Illuminator coming up very shortly. And until that time, I shall be, doing show stuff. If I can find my notes, there they are. Okay. Hey, I gotta have, I can't say this often enough, but the Republicans on those committees did an amazingly good job of ripping him up and doing it in such a way. Mueller probably didn't understand he was getting ripped up. But you would think as a lawyer he would absolutely get that. Yeah. And you would think as a lawyer he would have done things by the rules of the DOJ, having been an FBI director for like 10 years. Yeah. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Dave. It's Laura Loomer. How's it going?
Oh, it's good. And how are you, Laura?
Oh, I'm doing well. Just, planning my next big adventure.
Well, let me introduce you right, okay? And we want to hear about that, the next big adventure. Ladies and gentlemen, investigative conservative journalist, the most banned person in the history of social media, and the bravest person I know, and the lowest lane to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Laura, the Luminator Loomer. Showed up to the show here. All right, sit down already. Boy, you've got some unruly fans out there.
Man.
Holy cow. Wow. All right, so we're back on the show, and Ilhan Omar, is she guilty of everything she's being accused of? Do you have proof of this? She has some Muslim critics, too. What do you know about this via Tom Fitton of Judicial Watch?
Well, Tom Fitton is, of course, working on an ethics complaint against Ilhan Omar based on evidence that myself and a few others had been investigating, right? As you know, and you know because I've been on your show over the last year and a half now, Ilhan Omar has been accused of marrying her brother, using campaign funds to pay for her divorce from her brother. She has advocated for men accused of joining ISIS. She's having closed-door meetings with Erdogan. She's doing all these things that would otherwise get you removed from Congress or at least investigated. And, you better believe that if the tables were turned and Ilhan Omar were a Republican, they'd be calling for her resignation immediately. But not only is she a Democrat, but she's also a Muslim, and so she's been getting this special treatment from members of Congress who have just kind of let her egregious behavior slide.
Well, did she commit immigration law? Yes. Did she break immigration laws? And that was by marrying her brother. Is that correct?
Yes, by marrying her brother, and now it's also believed, too, that she used a false name when entering the country under asylum.
Okay.
Not only that, but she potentially committed student loan fraud as well because she was married to her brother while she was attending North Dakota State University, where her brother also attended. And in order to get those student loans, she was living with her brother, who she said she was married to. So you have immigration fraud, you have student loan fraud, you have campaign finance fraud, marriage fraud. You have all types of fraud going on here. And this is something that she needs to face consequences for.
So what kind of legs do you think Tom Fitton's referral has?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be his referral that does it, because there's been so many complaints, right? There's been so many complaints filed against Ilhan Omar. There's been so many complaints filed in general. And I think that Tom Fitton, given that he has, a national celebrity and he has a lot of connections to the mainstream media, that he himself will probably be able to get more attention put on this topic. But, I have already had my followers send out reports reporting Ilhan Omar for immigration fraud, and a lot of people have been for a long time now. So Tom Fitton is just one piece of the puzzle.
Is it possible you could be a fact witness in this?
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. It'd be interesting.
I mean, weren't you the first one that kind of discovered this? Weren't you the first person to discover this?
Yeah, one of them. So, yeah, I was the first to confront her about it as well on the campaign trail.
Now, somebody else who you lumered, Rashid Tlaib's, she is allegedly for Sharia law. She approves of female genital mutilation. She's pro-Antifa. She's pro-Hamas. Again, she's a Sharia law follower. But no hijab? What's going on?
For Rashida Tlaib, well, look, Ilhan Omar, of course, wears the hijab, but just because Rashida Tlaib doesn't wear a hijab doesn't mean she's not as dangerous. You have Rashida Tlaib flying a Palestinian flag, which is the flag of Hamas. Let's not make the mistake. And she's flying a terrorist flag from the halls of Congress. She took her pledge, her oath of office on the Quran, refused to do so on the United States Constitution, said on election night that her victory was a victory for the Palestinian people and Muslims, not the American people, not her constituency of Michigan, where she is a representative, but for Muslim people. Right? But look, I mean, this is stuff that everybody should have expected. When you have people who put their Muslim ideology, their Islamic ideology before the United States Constitution, when they put their Muslim identity before their American identity, they are not going to be fit to serve in Congress. Right? These are people who have an oath to Sharia law. Their oath is to Islam, the word of Allah. It's not to upholding the Constitution and American laws. The Democrats love touting that nobody is above the law in their efforts to impeach President Donald Trump, which now Rashida Tlaib is trying to take the charge in her call for impeachment articles against President Trump. Right, but if the Democrats are saying that nobody is above the law, then maybe they should look in the mirror and deal with their own, own party members in the Hamas caucus, or the squad, as people like to call them. Personally, I think Hamas caucus is a better name for these women. But yeah, Ilhan Omar, okay, marriage fraud, immigration fraud, student loan fraud. I mean, we could go on for days, if not years, about all the crimes and misdeeds that Omar has committed herself. Right?
Now
Yep, we have Rashida Tlaib, who's been accused by her own father of lying on her campaign articles in which she said that she was living in Detroit, and her own family member is coming out saying that she lied. That's
interesting,
right? You're not allowed to lie on your campaign paperwork about where you live. Well, it appears that Rashida Tlaib did. You have these women taking closed-door meetings with Erdogan and lobbying with the Council on American Islamic Relations, which is a terrorist organization. If nobody is above the law, then let's start with Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib.
I would agree. Is it going to happen? I'm very skeptical of that. I am. We know that the bias of Facebook and Twitter, we know all about that, PayPal and others. But a guy named Brian Coppola, a 5-year employee of Google and a PhD, he tells your buddy James O'Keefe that Google is biased against conservative and adjust their algorithms to achieve this discrimination. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, look, this is what I've been saying for a long time, and I'm glad that Project Veritas got it on video. I used to work for Project Veritas, how I got started in all of this, but yeah, look, there's no denying it. I mean, everybody can see for themselves, even without a Veritas investigation, that there is a significant amount of bias, right? It's been documented. You have the videos that have been released by Breitbart, which show employees of Google crying and having therapy sessions with each other when President Trump was elected, because they just can't seem to cope with the fact that a Republican is serving in the White House, right? We know that Google is biased. They're biased against anybody who doesn't fulfill their agenda. I don't support Tulsi Gabbard, but Tulsi Gabbard herself just filed a $50 million lawsuit against Google. Yeah, I support the notion of the lawsuit, but, she's filing this lawsuit against Google saying that they suspended her advertising for her campaign, and that she supposedly is a champion against tech censorship. Personally, I think she's only doing it for herself because she also just accepted campaign contributions from Jack Dorsey, who's the CEO of Twitter. And one would think that if you truly are a champion against tech censorship, then you would return the money that you received from Jack Dorsey, since he is the worst perpetrator of tech censorship, right? He's not exactly trying to give Americans, including our own president, a fair chance at voicing his opinion. He's censoring the president of the United States, for crying out loud, right? Yeah. So you have a lot of hypocrisy, and I think people are starting to wake up. But unfortunately, in this country, a lot of people are very self-serving with power, and they only want to talk about these issues when it affects them.
By the way,
and
here's something. Somebody just belched in here, and I'm sitting here, and Stan is looking at me like I did it, and then he's looking at Lisa like she did it. Laura, was it you? No, I know it wasn't you. You were talking. What is that? What is the matter with you?
I don't know.
Why don't you, if you're going to belch,
I thought my mic was off.
He thought your mic was off, and then you're going to blame me?
No, I wasn't blaming you.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, Laura, that was great. That was very well thought out.
It's not over yet. Leave me alone. Jeez. Quit belching during
We're back on the show.
It's amazing. All right, sorry about that, Laura, but, I had to say something. Your friend, Mike Lindell, may run against Ilhan Omar in Minnesota. What are his chances? I think they got to be pretty good, don't you?
I don't think he's going to run. I mean, he just went on Fox and Friends this morning and said he wasn't going to be running against her. But
really?
I mean, I think that he could win. Yeah, he was on Fox and Friends this morning. He said that he wasn't running against her, but that he was going to be supporting efforts to defeat her.
Well, that's too bad. I kind of would have liked him to have done that. Tell us about the threatened jihad by the squad against Trump. I mean, they're threatening this guy.
Linda Sarsour about 2 years ago called for jihad against President Trump, right? But of course, Linda Sarsour thinks it's acceptable to invoke an act of Islamic terror against the President of the United States. But then she seems to be drumming up all this animosity and fake outrage, right? A lot of faux outrage about President Trump's comments about how these women, if they truly do hate America as much as they say, well, then maybe they should just go back or just leave America, right? Leave America. We're constantly hearing Democrats say that they want to leave. And none of the celebrities who promised to move to Canada and Mexico if Trump were elected have moved, right?
Yeah.
But then she goes, oh, well, if anything happens to Ilhan or Rashida or Ayana or AOC, I'm blaming President Trump. Well, what about if anything happens to President Trump? All right, we're living in a culture now where leftists who are empowered by deranged lunatics in Congress like Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi, who are inciting violence against conservatives, calling for President Trump and his supporters to be attacked and threatened in public.
Yeah.
And Linda Sarsour has called for jihad against President Trump. So why does she get an excuse? What about if anything happens to President Trump?
Yeah, that's a great point.
President Trump, I'm going to blame Linda Sarsour. I'm going to blame Maxine Waters. I'm going to blame AOC and Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib. There's no accountability.
Well, sure.
They themselves are actually inciting violence.
We're stuck in some kind of a justice warp in this country. That certain people can get away with threatening the President of the United States, for goodness sakes. You couldn't get away with it, neither could I. Well, maybe Stan could, but I couldn't. Anyways.
I'm not a Muslim, right? And I'm happy I'm not a Muslim. Would never want to be a Muslim. But if I were to essentially invoke the same threat of jihad, that would be like saying, oh, I am invoking an act of terrorism. If I were to say that I was invoking an act of terrorism against a sitting Democrat president or a Democrat congresswoman, the FBI and Secret Service would be at my door. But for some reason, because Linda Sarsour prances around in a hijab and pretends to be some oppressed Palestinian woman, right, she gets an excuse. And I find that to be unacceptable. If nobody is above the law, then let's start with these deranged Democrats who are inciting violence and terrorist threats against a sitting U.S. president.
You got it, man. Hey, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, Laura, where can people find and contribute to you? And by the way, I contribute to them.
Yes, you do. Thank you. You can go Laura.
So when you win the $5 billion or $3 billion lawsuit against Facebook, I want my cut.
Yeah, let's see if I do. We gotta hope I win, right?
Oh yeah. All right. Anyways, how's that going, by the way? But before you do that, where can people find you and contribute? By the way, your website is really great.
Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness, you're getting are you getting better news on there than Drudge?
And great emails.
No. Drudge has great news, and I'm lucky to have a Drudge link as well. But my site is growing, and if people want to support me, you can go to lauraloomer.us and and then contribute there under the Support My Work tab. And, I appreciate it. People can also mail me a check. The address is on my website as well.
Laura, I used to frost my flakes until I was accused of being a serial killer. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura Loomer, thank you so much for being a star on the Dave Weinbaum Show. Stay safe, my friend.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
All right, you too. Shabbat shalom.
Thank you. All right, we're back on the show. Shabbat shalom is a Jewish greeting and a Jewish way of saying goodbye. It means peace.
Yeah.
And have a good Sabbath. So in case you're wondering.
You never know. So.
Yeah, but you know what? We can do a little Italian stuff, too. We can do a Sicilian moment here.
That's right.
Bring it. Socialism. Getting the government to steal from the neighbors you're too chicken to rob from. Forget about it. Yeah, what are you doing with that? Get some, the socialists. Get some chutzpah. You're gonna rob, get the government to rob for you. That's a good gig if you can get it. But it's not the old way of doing things.
Right.
We hold people up like with a gun, maybe. And maybe we just hold them up and say, dare them to hit me. Just take the money.
Right.
No reason to get the government to do. That's an overkill. We don't like overkill. That's how you get caught, and we don't do that. We don't want to get caught. So just forget about that government socialism crap. All right, we're back on the show. And in another 12 minutes, we have DeAnna Lorraine scheduled.
All right.
And I think let's do the last two Jim Jordan ones. That's I believe it's 9 and 10.
Oh, not that one. I'm working on it. I'm just hit the wrong button.
Okay. Well, I'm waiting.
I got to get to it now.
All right, well,
Diplomat tells Papadopoulos Russians have dirt. Papadopoulos tells a diplomat Russians have dirt on Clinton. Diplomat tells the FBI. What I'm wondering is, who told Papadopoulos? How'd he find out?
I can't get into the evidentiary file.
Yes, you can, because you wrote about it. You gave us the answer. Page 192 of the report, you tell us who told him. Joseph Mifsud. Joseph Mifsud's a guy who told Papadopoulos. The mysterious professor who lives in Rome and London, teaches in 2 different universities. This is the guy who told Papadopoulos. He's the guy who starts it all. And when the FBI interviews him, he lies 3 times, and yet you don't charge him with a crime. You charge Rick Gates for false statements. You charge Paul Manafort for false statements. You charge Michael Cohen with false statements. You charge Michael Flynn, a 3-star general, with false statements. But the guy who puts the country through this whole saga, starts it all for 3 years we've lived this now, he lies, and you guys don't charge him. And I'm curious as to why. But the guy who launches the guy who puts this whole story in motion, you can't charge him. I think that's amazing.
I'm not certain I agree with your characterizations.
Well, I'm reading from your report. Mifsud told Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos tells the diplomat tells the FBI opens the investigation July 31st, 2016, and here we are 3 years later, July of 2019, the country's been put through this, and the central figure who launches it all lies to us, and you guys don't hunt him down and interview him again, and you don't charge him with a crime. Now here's the good news. The president was falsely accused of conspiracy. The FBI does a 10-month investigation, and James Comey, when we deposed him a year ago, told us at that point they had nothing. You do a 22-month investigation. At the end of that 22 months, you find no conspiracy. And what's the Democrats want to do? They want to keep investigating. They want to keep going. Maybe a better course of action is to figure out how the false accusation started. Maybe it's to go back and actually figure out why Joseph Mifsud was lying to the FBI. And here's the good news. That's exactly what Bill Barr's doing. And thank goodness for that. That's exactly what the Attorney General and John Durham are doing. They're going to find out why we went through this 3-year saga and get to the bottom of it.
Oh, yeah. Try to belch through that one, Stan.
Sorry, I actually thought my mic was off, and I just kind of...
Well, but the way you're looking at me like I did it.
Oh, was I?
This is like Stan's like a 7-year-old. You know, when they let gas loose or they burp, and he's looking at me like I did it. What the hell's that? And then he looks at my wife. Which,
I was just looking around the room, man.
Yeah. Why? Why'd you say oops?
With a guilty look on his face.
Hilarious.
Got that part.
Oh man, call the show. Get us out of this crazy.
There was a guilty look on his face.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I was blushing.
3-3. Get it off your chest. Now, where are we on breaks?
Get it out of your chest.
Do I need another one before we talk to DeAnna?
Yeah, we do.
All right, let's do a break. You got anything scheduled?
Not yet. No.
All right. Well, we'll do a break. All right, call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
When it comes to making travel plans, Trips and More Travel Agency of Rolla has skilled agents to help you plan that perfect getaway. With over 27 years of combined experience, the agents are dedicated to providing you the highest quality of customer service, specializing in custom travel, family vacation, and destination weddings. Trips and More can make your vacation unique and fun. Stop in today at 116 West 8th Street in Rolla or call 341-3300. That's 341-3300.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Shadowwood Pet Resort. But Ralphie tells me only on their supervised nature trails, and it's back to their warm and comfy condos with food, water, and treats for any length stay. And they separate dogs by size. Now a condo for cats in a different room. Great assortment of food, toys, collars, and bowls. Tell them Ralphie sent you and get a free treat. 368-4866. That's 573-368-4866. 11420 Cedar Grove, where your pets might be having a better time than you.
The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto repair experience. Their name says mufflers, but they do it all. And now you can visit them on Highway 63 South, just across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds. Muffler Mart in Rolla. For more information or appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434.
The Grand Mick Extreme Bacon Burger is one of McDonald's most popular burgers in Spain. To try one, you'd have to reprogram your GPS,
recalculate it,
go to the airport, leave your car, buy a plane ticket, land in Madrid, and go to McDonald's.
Bienvenido a McDonald's.
Or you could hang that next left and get to your neighborhood McDonald's now. Because for a limited time, the juicy Grand Mick Extreme Bacon Burger and other worldwide favorites are here. Around the world is now around the corner at participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Al West Collision Center in Rolla is looking for experienced technicians to work in the Rolla locations. 2 years experience is required. Al West offers a competitive benefits package and compensation program. Al West Collision has been voted #1 collision center in the area. Are you motivated and ready to move up in the world? Send your resume to admin@alwestcollision.com or drop by 713 Houston Road in Rolla. For more information, call 573-364-8999. Al West Collision is an equal opportunity employer.
95 years of serving families in the Rolla community. This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home. For a business to be successful for 95 years takes hard work, determination, respect, and compassion for the community and the families we serve. This year, Null & Son Funeral Home proudly celebrates our 95th anniversary. 95 years of providing the finest funeral service, always at an affordable cost. It has been our honor to serve your family.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
KKID Salem Rolla.
The special counsel applied this inverted burden of proof that I can't find and you said doesn't exist anywhere in the department policies, and you used it to write a report. And the very first line of your report, says, and as you read this morning, it authorizes the special counsel to provide the Attorney General with a confidential report explaining the prosecution or declination decisions reached by the special counsel. That's the very first word of your report, right?
That's correct.
Here's the problem, Director. The special counsel didn't do that. On volume 1, you did. On volume 2, with respect to potential obstruction of justice, the special counsel made neither a prosecution decision or a declination decision. You made no decision. You told us this morning and in your report that you made no determination. So respectfully, Director, you didn't follow the special counsel regulations. It clearly says, write a confidential report about decisions reached. Nowhere in here does it say, write a report about decisions that weren't reached.
Once again, Ratcliffe shoots and he scores!
He sure does.
Oh, man. I mean, lawyers out there understand this. I understand this because I think I'm a lawyer. And if you notice, when I have occasional arguments with Elad, who is a lawyer, a powerful lawyer in South Florida, he recognizes that I have some legal ability, and don't smirk at me like that.
You got skills, huh?
I got skills. I do. I mean, I don't know how, but I do. And I've been in court a lot. Let's face it. And I kind of get it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why. Certain things.
It's not that hard to get, really.
Well, let me put it to you this way: I could have been a lawyer, but I lost my appeal. So, and I see what these guys do, and I really don't want to do that. Okay, what are you doing? What are you holding your finger on?
I was going to say, there's even dogs out there that,
Yeah.
Like Trump.
We will do what has never been done. Scan the household pet's mind to translate his thoughts into words. Now, the subject today will be my own dog, Max. Max, speak.
Woof, woof. Hi, I'm Max. It's me, Max. I like Park and Leash, and I like Trump. He's my man. Donald Trump is our president. He carried the Electoral College fair and square.
This can't be right. Did you know your dog likes Trump?
He doesn't.
I absolutely do. I know Trump has issues, but one big change is better than business as usual. The Dow is up 2,700 points since he was elected. Let's not delay.
I'm sorry, but you're just a dog. You don't know what you're talking about.
Excuse me, Helen, but yes, I do. Stinking helmet. Can't believe you put this on me.
I can't believe you're saying this. You're supposed to be my best friend.
And as your friend, I don't want to see your tax dollars going to health care for illegals.
Explode. What about his record on women's rights? Don't you want me to have a choice over my own body?
You didn't afford me a choice when you cut off my balls.
I wonder who cut off Mueller's balls.
I don't know.
I really wonder.
Probably the same one that cut off.
And it could be. Obama's sneaky.
Yeah.
He pulled all this together somehow. All this coup goes right to the top. If not, you got to say he should have been impeached for being incompetent.
Well, yeah. Either
if
way.
you want to argue with a liberal about this. Just say, do you think Barack Obama was incompetent? They'll say, of course not. He's more competent than Trump. Trump's an idiot. All right? Then you say, was he president of the United States in July of 2016? Yes. Mm-hmm. I said, well, that's when this Russian investigation began. And it's turning out to be a real hoax. Now, who was in charge of the Justice Department in the Barack Obama administration? Who was the big boss of that?
Mueller.
No.
Oh.
It was Barack Obama.
Oh, well,
the President of the United States.
Okay. All right.
He's the head.
Above him.
He's the head of the executive branch.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, and the DOJ is subject to the head of the executive branch because they're a subordinate of the executive branch.
Right.
So the liberal, who might know a little bit more than you, would say Barack Obama. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying he was very competent, right? Yes. Well, how did he not know that his own Justice Department started an investigation of a candidate for president of the United States? Are you saying he didn't know it? And then they'll look at you like, uh-oh, wait a minute. Really? Seriously?
Well, of course.
I mean, Either he's the most incompetent idiot in the world, or he knew all along this was going on because that's his job.
And that's the only two choices.
You're going to tell me he didn't put his hand into this? You're going to tell me that he might not have led this? I think he was all in it.
Well, of course it was.
And I think that's what's going to come out. Here, you got another prediction. I say they're going to get to Barack Obama on this, okay?
There you go.
All right, so... This is all fast. This is where the popcorn is going to come in, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I believe that the Mueller hearings yesterday were at least jujube worthy. Maybe not popcorn worthy, but man, you could have been chomping on those jujubes. You remember those?
No.
Really? Do you remember those, Stan?
No, that was all before our time.
Did I just make this up?
No, I've heard the term before.
Little like candies that you ate during movie theaters. Oh, I'm so old. This is just not good.
Well, he is older.
Anybody out there remember jujubes? Oh, my God. Oh, hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
DeAnna Lorraine calling from
Palm Springs. From Palm Springs?
Hey.
Ooh, cool. All right, we're going to play your song because we can.
Matchmaker, matchmaker,
we're playing your song.
Make me a match. Yes.
There you are.
Find me a find. Catch me a catch. Matchmaker, matchmaker, look through your book and make me a perfect match. Matchmaker, matchmaker, I'll bring the flame. You bring the groom, slender and pale. Bring me a ring, for I'm longing to be
the envy of all I see.
Or Papa, make him a scholar. Or
Mama, make him rich as a king. And
well, I wouldn't holler if he were
as handsome as anything.
Matchmaker, make me a match.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this woman is passionate about making love great again. She's an author, speaker, star of TV, radio, and blogs, and the matchmaker to the Dave Weinbaum Show, DeAnna Lorraine. There to go. I don't know, my audience had a little stuttering. It must be the length of the call. I mean, the length of the call might have had it stutter, so I don't know what happened there. So how are you? I only start off with that. Are you okay?
I am. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it.
And we were worried about you last week, or for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you talk about it or not?
I could talk about it if you guys are okay to talk about it.
Well, I'm okay to talk about it. We all want to hear dirt.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? This is you know that.
We want to empathize with you.
If Stan doesn't belch his way through it.
Oh, come on.
This is like political dirt, too. This is.
Do you know what I had Laura Loomer on? I had Laura Loomer on just a couple minutes ago, and all of a sudden I hear this big belch.
It wasn't a big one.
Oh, stop it. It's right in the microphone. And so I waited a while, and I said, because he's looking at me like I did it, and then he looks at my wife, accusing her of doing it, and the son of a gun finally had to fess up.
Sorry about that. All over the world, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, you belched in 98 countries, for goodness sakes, right there.
Man.
Anyways, okay, tell us what went on.
Okay, well, it's already public news anyway, and I did not choose to make this public. Let's be very honest. I'm a private person.
Yeah.
But because this particular individual chose to make it public, then whatever, it's public. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but I was briefly dating Omar Navarro, the Republican candidate, running against Maxine Waters. And, so we were friends for a while, and we did that whole Tribute to Men conference, rally, and then we were dating for a little while, and then he kind of got very crazy. And again, I wouldn't say this if he didn't take this public first, and if there wasn't a more news coming out in the next week about this. But he's a bit. Let's just say he has some issues with women. This is going to be that he put a tracking device on his ex-wife's car, and this is also public news. He was convicted for putting a tracking device on his ex-wife's car, and which is a little crazy. And he's like, well, it's just normal guy stuff. Well, I'm not quite sure if that's normal guy stuff to put a tracking device on your car. I don't know if you do it, Dave Weinbaum, but
no. But give me the name of the company that sells those. Right?
You don't need that.
I don't need that.
Lisa, I'm not sure. Yeah, so you can track Lisa's whereabouts.
Yeah, right. Like
so.
Hey.
Yeah, so he's got some stalking issues. I'm sure you guys might have seen some Twitter storm that he posted. He posted around the 4th of July week while I was, and it made the Daily Beast. This is when we were both in D.C. speaking at the Demand Free Speech event.
Uh-huh.
He took to Twitter and went a little bit crazy and started tweeting a bunch of things about me.
Really?
And
just out of nowhere, did you
have
a fight precipitating this?
Oh well, I broke up with him.
Oh. Well, you know,
yes,
you are a bit of a heartbreaker, aren't you?
I don't want to be a heartbreaker.
I know.
But when someone's exhibiting some, some emotional instability and some other things, it was the right thing to do. But he's been blackmailing me for a couple months, saying if I were to break up with him, he would try to slander me all over social media, and he would try to ruin my career and my reputation, which is just terrible because I've worked very, very hard for that.
I know you do. Did he put it in writing?
Oh yeah, there's writing and
so this guy is nasty and he's stupid.
Yeah, I know.
How do you pick your men, woman? Come on.
Well, apparently other people pick better for me, but he's I think a lot of people think that he's I don't want to disparage him again, but a lot of people think that he's a great guy, and so I was trying to try something different and be open to new dating experiences, as we all should do when we're not married, is being open, right?
I'm glad you added that when we're not married thing.
Yeah. So next Thursday, and this, again, I wouldn't say this if it wasn't already news and public record, but we are going to court because I put a restraining order on this person. And, that will be his second restraining order.
Just watch yourself,
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
So if so that's what's going on with that. I think that people running for office probably shouldn't have restraining orders put out on them.
I think we ought to do a story in the National Enquirer. Did you know at one time that I was the most published writer in the National Enquirer?
Wow.
I was.
Really?
But it was about quotes. I used to have I was in 100 times in a matter of a year. And it was because I had these little quotes, and they'd put them in. Sometimes it would be 3 in the same National Enquirer. So, so I could maybe get you a little story. Do you want to have a racy story in the National Enquirer?
That would be quite juicy. Do you think people would care enough?
I think so. Come on. I think so.
Yeah. All publicity.
I think people are all turning around, listening to the radio here on this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Hey,
I think so. I think it's pretty juicy because we as conservatives need to really root out, people that may not be the best conservatives or the best role models for conservatives, and we need to bolster those that are. And we need to be we need to have heavy vetting.
So, are you still running against Nancy Pelosi?
Of course.
Oh, thank God. All right, we need you there. We need you on that wall. Yeah. We want you on that wall. We need you on that wall.
And against the Ninth Circus.
The Ninth Circus, exactly. And we need to defend our boyfriend Donald J. Trump, from impeachment threats.
Yes.
I would love to make San
Wait a minute, Donald. Well, hold on. You said your boyfriend, Donald J. Trump Jr.?
No, I consider Donald Trump, our president, kind of like a boyfriend. He's very strong, he's protective, he's a badass. Yeah, he's like the boyfriend, or maybe like a dad. He's always so protective of our country. He's a fighter. He's the kind of dad or boyfriend that any woman wants. And I think
can just see it now. DeAnna, here's the headlines. DeAnna Lorraine considers Donald Trump to be her boyfriend. I can just see it.
A boyfriend.
With the picture of Donald Trump looking, what? and you with this admiring look to him. Yes, I can just see it on the National Enquirer cover. That would make a great story.
Oh, God. Then I look like a stalker.
No. Never. Hey, Bette Midler, your buddy down there in Hollywood,
Yes.
She implies that Trump paid African Americans to be in the black grounding part of his audience. In other words, he pays them to be in his audience in camera with. What do you think?
I know these people. I've met some of these people that have stood behind him at these rallies. No, they're not fake people. Well, they seriously are passionate about Trump. And it's just disgusting. They're the ones who are known for paying people and busing people in and hiring people from Craigslist. Are you kidding me?
And they still can't get a crowd. I guess they can't afford them.
Joe Biden can't even fill up a classroom, let alone a stadium.
It's amazing. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, but how predictable, though, is Eric Swalwell's departure from the president? I mean, what was that, like a week that lasted? I knew it.
You mean he's out already?
He said he did, yeah. He's done.
The only thing I give him credit for is he goes on Fox News, and none of these other guys will do it.
Yeah, I guess he goes on Fox News.
Do you know Shannon Bream, the night of the Mueller hearings, she called 70 different Democrats to be on her show and didn't get a response.
Oh, my God. What? Why are they so scared of Fox News? Because they know they'll be exposed and they'll be asked.
Well, they know they're going to have to answer real questions. And they don't have it. They don't have the answers, you know? Hey, Ilhan Omar says, she said it about in February of 2018 or 2019, I can't remember which, but she says that instead of jihad, we should be, Muslim jihad, we should be monitoring the activities of this country's biggest killers, white men. What do you think about us killers? What do you think of that?
Don't even get me started. Yes. Well,
no, I need you to get started. Come on.
Demonizing of white men continues. What do they want? Do they want white men behind bars? Do they want
they want us dead.
Concentration camp?
They want us monitored.
Dead.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it is men who built this country primarily. It is men who sweated and toiled and died for this country, and not just, of course, white men, but black men, every man. But it's the white men in particular that they keep on demonizing and saying that diversity is our strength. Well, diversity isn't necessarily what makes America America, but certainly demonizing of any race is definitely un-American. Why is it okay to demonize the white man, but it's a horrible thing that'll send you in the gulag or get you banned from Twitter if you say anything disparaging about Muslims or blacks or anything like that?
And especially if they're true. Like Loomer, who I just had on. She's the most banned person in the history of social media.
Exactly. Simply for saying Ilhan Omar married her brother, which is true.
Right. Yes. She's not denying it, actually. And she did it to become an illegal immigrant. So she's really illegally in Congress.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know why Trump doesn't seem like he wants to touch that very much. I think he should be more vocal about it.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong here, but I hear they had a straight pride parade and everyone went nuts. Is that true?
Yes. The straight pride parade is something I'm all for, because it's, we can't have our country without populating it, without reproducing it, right?
Yeah.
So obviously we can't just demonize again. We can't just demonize straight people, because we need heterosexual relationships to reproduce. Hello, heterosexual relationships have produced gay couples and gay, LGBT people too. But yes, it's drawn a lot of criticisms, and I think that they get their permits revoked and all sorts of things. But they, it's pretty awesome. I think that they just went with it.
Well, good. Hey, L.A. beaches. Do you ever go swimming in the L.A. beaches? I mean, in the ocean there?
I hardly ever do, because it's so damn cold. So damn cold. It's not like the East Coast. It's not like Miami.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, the beaches there are full of fecal matter, and it's about 60 to 80,000 homeless who are defecating into the sewers around there that lead straight to the ocean. And they've detected this now in the water off the beaches of L.A. And my goodness, when you get to Congress, you got to do something about this, okay?
Oh yeah.
Don't impeach anyone your first year, okay? Just go and fix the beaches in L.A. Who the hell wants to go there now? My God.
The homeless problem.
Yes, exactly. All right.
Yeah, and revoke the sanctuary city status.
Oh yeah.
Well, she'll be going even less now than before.
Well, now the sanctuary city thing, I think Trump got won a victory. I thought it was from the Ninth Circuit, where actually he can hold up federal funds to sanctuary cities for defying federal law. I have that on my website, so maybe not. I don't know. I got a story on it anyways.
Yeah.
Hey, DeAnna, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
Definitely go to my Twitter and my Instagram and YouTube, because I post and tweet a lot of videos, tweets. DeAnna T. Lorraine on Instagram and Twitter, and DeAnna Lorraine on YouTube. And then go for DeAnnaForCongress.com to see me and my platform against Nasty Nancy.
All right.
Man.
We got to get you in, all right? We got to get you in.
For God, family, and country.
Yeah, and pretty soon people should start contributing to your fund, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Go to DeAnnaForCongress.com, and within the next week, everything's still, you'll see the website's there, my platform's there, and in about a week, we're going to go live with it.
Hey, did you hear about the tiny shopping area?
No, I didn't.
They called it a small. Ladies and gentlemen, the matchmaker to the Dave Weinbaum Show and candidate against Nancy Pelosi. Just for running against her. I think you're great, and I think we gotta help you win. All right, thank you so much, DeAnna. You have a great, wonderful weekend, and hopefully your search for a good man will end positively. All right, okay?
I hope so too.
Thank you, DeAnna. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Okay, we're back on the show. And why'd you hang up on her, Stan?
Oh, I didn't. Yes, I did. Okay.
All right, back on the show, and here we are, and I'm getting messages from all over. A lot of people here.
Wow.
Remember Martin? He's usually
Martin Weinbaum.
Marlin. Who's Marlin? I got a Martin that contacts me. No, it's not from. No, his guy's name.
Oh, it's Martin. That means we need to.
Oh man, I got a Cheryl Atkinson, famous writer, and hey, you know what? I got to talk about this. Thank you for reminding me. But now Cheryl Atkinson, a little late. You know who she is, right?
Not yet. No.
She's a journalist that was with CBS for most of her professional career, and then said some things that might have been anti-Trump or anti-Obama, and she got surveilled by the FBI. Very famous. And now we're sort of, we trade stuff, so she just pushed the show. She's sort of like a Cheryl Chumley of television.
Wow.
Kind of thing. So it's pretty good. Anyways, I got to thank people who pushed the show. Gary out there in Texas, Leary Gary. And I don't know if I said it right. He said how to say it last week, but you know what? I forgot. And Latina on fire, Liz Cabrera down there in Miami, although I think she's on vacation now. Norm Firebaugh and Jay Wall, Pam, Paige, Crotus, Ann, Stoney, Don, Cutie Pie, Lute, Sadie, Shayna from Israel, Susie, Scott from Rolla, Eve from California, JJ, Bill, Stephanie, Catherine, Todd, Cheryl, Anna, who is, I think, the aunt or cousin to my next interview, which will be Mitch Weinbaum. She's from California. Hayden and Alderson from Brazil. Thank you so much for being great supporters of this show. I do appreciate you all. All right, call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
For the best in steaks, wine, and great conversation, visit Matt's Steakhouse. Matt's Steakhouse has banquet facilities for all of your event needs, from small office parties to large wedding receptions and everything in between. Matt's Steakhouse, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday, located on the Dillon Outer Road in Rolla, just east of exit 189. Call Matt's Steakhouse at 364-1220 to book your next event. For the best in steaks, wine, and great conversation, visit Matt's Steakhouse.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control. Community born, community raised, community serving.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
Hi, this is Sarah Weinbaum, massage therapist at Lavish Day Spa, formerly known as Terra Day Spa. Come visit me at our all-new location on North Bishop next to Steak and Shake. Come take your stress and worries away with our full-service salon and day spa, featuring discounts on Dermalogica and other skincare items offered with a purchase of a facial. New location, same number, 364-0905. Come sail away at Lavish Day Spa in Rolla.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
Wow, Marianne, it's been another busy day here at Miller Glass.
Yes, it has, Kathy. Our auto glass guys have been rocking.
Yes, they have. Rock chips, windshield replacements, and regulators.
Yeah, and don't forget that we also do headlight restoration and side view mirror replacements.
Remember, there is no job too big or too small for the Miller Glass Auto team.
And we also have mobile service. At Miller Glass, we install it all.
95 years of serving families in the Rolla community. This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home. For a business to be successful for 95 years takes hard work, determination, respect, and compassion for the community and the families we serve. This year, Null & Son Funeral Home proudly celebrates our 95th anniversary. 95 years of providing the finest funeral service, always at an affordable cost. It has been our honor to serve your family.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Most prosecutors want to make sure there's no appearance of impropriety, but in your case, you hired a bunch of people that did not like the president. Let me ask you, when did you first learn of Peter Strzok's animus toward Donald Trump?
In the summer of 2017.
You didn't know before he was hired?
I'm sorry, what did you...
You didn't know before he was hired for your team?
Know what?
Peter Strzok hated Trump.
Okay.
You didn't know that before he was made part of your team. Is that what you're saying?
I did not know that.
All right. When did you first learn?
When he did find out, I acted swiftly to have him reassigned elsewhere in the FBI.
Well, there's some discussion about how swift that was.
All right, we're back on the show. It's Louis Germer again. You know, how does this guy testify that he didn't know about the dossier? Yeah. I mean, how does he not know that? How does he not know whether or not it was verified? How does he keep that hidden? Where are these FISA judges? Were they part of the coup too? That's what I want to know. I mean, you know, if you were to say this like 2 years ago, remember everyone was saying how honest Comey was just before the election and how we got to listen to him and what a godlike figure. They made Mueller into a god, all right? They made him into somebody we can't say anything bad about. Well, far from it. We're finding out so much about these people who weren't elected to office who happen to be intel, okay? And we're learning that not all is as it seems. And in fact, you're having so many other people that so many of these people are turning out to be real haters, and they think they can get away with anything. What do you got, Stan?
Well, I was going to say, Mueller kind of sounded like this guy here. You know.
The new Amazon Echo has everyone asking Alexa for help.
Alyssa, what time is it? What the hell is wrong with this blasted thing? Amanda!
But the latest technology isn't always easy to use for people of a certain age.
These kids done bought me a busted machine again. Oh, yes, sir.
That's why Amazon partnered with AARP to present the new Amazon Echo Silver, the only smart speaker device designed specifically to be used by the greatest generation. It's super loud and responds to any name even remotely close to Alexa, so they can find out the weather.
Allegra, what is the weather outside?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Huh?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Where?
Outside.
What about it?
The temperature outside is 74 degrees and sunny.
I don't know about that.
The latest in sports.
Clarissa, how many did old Satchel strike out last night?
Satchel Paige died in 1982.
How many he get?
Satchel Paige is dead.
He what now?
Died.
Who did?
Satchel Paige.
I don't know about that.
All right.
About as intelligent as Mueller was.
Good choice. A good choice. And now I want you to go to extras. Let's see here. Go to extra 1 and 2. That's going to be Gomert and the Mike Wallace interview of Steve Miller. That was a fascinating interview because Wallace has all of a sudden turned into this political Trump hater. I know the guy. He seemed like a fair guy to me, but, you know, some of these people get a disease called Trump derangement syndrome, and he's got it. Hit it.
You also note in the report that an element of any of those obstructions you referenced requires a corrupt state of mind, correct?
Corrupt intent, correct.
Right. And if somebody knows they did not conspire with anybody from Russia to affect the election, and they see the big Justice Department with people that hate that person coming after them, and then a special counsel appointed who hires dozen or more people that hate that person, and he knows he's innocent. He's not corruptly acting in order to see that justice is done. What he's doing is not obstructing justice. He is pursuing justice, and the fact that you ran it out 2 years means you perpetuated injustice.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you want to run the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I'm a Jew. As a Jew, as an American Jew, I am profound. But the core issue is that all the people in that audience and millions of patriotic Americans all across this country are tired of being beat up, condescended to, looked down upon, talked down to by members of Congress on the left in Washington, D.C., and their allies in many quarters of the media. And let's get specific about it. You saw the quotes from Representative Omar saying some people did something about 9/11. And yes, if you watch it in context, it's worse. You saw the quotes from Representative Omar talking about how, oh, well, we talk about al-Qaeda in a menacing tone. And by the way, she's giggling throughout this interview. But we don't talk about the Army in a menacing tone. And yes, if you watch it in context, which I have, it's even worse. And perhaps most shocking of all were the comments made by Representative Ocasio-Cortez saying that our border agents are running concentration camps, and therefore they are Nazis, and therefore everyone in that audience, and you and me and everyone who supports our Border Patrol are, by extension, Nazi sympathizers.
Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's old man from the mountain.
Hey, old man, I got an interview in 1 minute. Supposed to be calling me from Connecticut. You can call me back after the interview, okay?
I tell you what, I just got one question.
All right, what's that?
Isn't there a statute of limitations that would eliminate all this shit we've been talking about for months?
Okay, old man, you can't be saying that stuff on the air. Okay, I know it's easy to do it,
What
but...
did I say?
Come on, okay. You can't be saying that on the air. They have rules about that.
Yeah,
normal life, you can say it all you like. All right? Yes, they have statute of limitations on a lot of stuff, on a lot of crimes. So.
Yeah, but they don't have it on the one we're doing now?
You're talking about the Mueller investigation?
Yeah.
If there's an obstruction? Yeah, I think there is. But I don't know what it is.
Why don't they enforce it?
They haven't discussed it.
Well, they haven't. All they discuss is if there was one and if it's going to expire by the time this president gets out of office, which could be another 4 years after the 20 elections. So
Well, I hope he gets reelected.
Well, me too.
Best
All right.
president we've had in years.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Hey, thank you so much. Old man from the woods right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Okay, and we're back on the show. We're waiting a phone call from Mitch Weinbaum, who we had a couple phone calls, and hopefully that one's there. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Dave Weinbaum, this is Mitchell.
Okay. We thought you had sent us some recorded phone calls. We got something for you. Hit it, Stan.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything that traffic.
Sing along, Mitch. It's your business, not mine.
Could you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow? There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low.
All right,
there it is.
What a warm welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me introduce you and talk louder or something.
I got him.
Oh, you got it? Oh, he's got him. All right, that was Stan's fault, naturally. All right, ladies and gentlemen, director, producer, broadcaster, trying to take my job, comedian, and expert on Hollywood, and the showbiz wizard to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Mitch Weinbaum. There you go. Your reputation has made it to Branson, Missouri. That's our audience for today.
Yeah, wow.
You should be playing Branson, Missouri pretty soon. Hey, Mitch, by the way, hey, you ever take a DNA test? Because you say you're a Christian, but you know what? You got to be like a lot Jewish with a name like that, right? I'm serious. You ever take one?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I am going. I plan to. It was somewhere, obviously.
Well, yeah. I mean, there are hardly any Weinbaums anywhere.
Yeah.
And by the way,
what's a coincidence?
Yeah.
Is I just met a professor. Sorry to cut you off. I just met a professor at a college that my friend goes at. That's Professor Jonathan Weinbaum, and I thought that was very strange.
Yeah. I mean, do you connect with other Weinbaums on Twitter? I have.
I try to.
Yeah.
If I can.
Yeah. And who is Anna Therese Weinbaum?
That is my father's sister.
Your father's sister.
Yep, that's my aunt.
Okay, well, I she's listening. I know she is. I gave her a shout out. Say hi to your aunt.
Hey, Aunt DeAnna, yeah.
Aunt DeAnna. And she's in L.A., isn't she?
Yeah, somewhere in California. Yeah, they're in California.
Hey, Netflix seemed to be making inroads in the movie and TV market. What has Disney done to compete with them?
Well, Disney has decided to pull all of their titles from Netflix, and they've decided to go into the streaming platform business, and they've actually have a beta out now. It's not public yet, but it's being tested by some consumers called Disney Plus, and it's going to have all Disney titles as well as future original content.
No kidding. So they're really they're going to dig deep into Netflix. I know Netflix stocks has been way down lately, and that's got to be a lot of the reason, huh? Yeah. Hey,
yeah. I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why is Sylvester Stallone whining? What's wrong with his life?
Sylvester Stallone feels that he was wronged early in the game. He feels that he should have ownership over Rocky, which is a character and franchise that he himself created and starred in, and he feels that he has no equitable stake in the franchise and the future of the franchise to leave to his children when he passes on.
Does he have a point?
No.
Why?
I mean, in part, yes, but I'm going to say no in the fact that it's not something that anybody has. I mean, the only person that I can think of that had something similar is George Lucas owned Star Wars. He no longer does. Disney now owns it, and Star Wars will be forever a Disney title and will be on Disney Plus. And George Lucas, the man, did not own Star Wars. Lucasfilms, his production company, owned the title, as well as Indiana Jones, and that. I think therein lies the problem. There is no Stallone Films. There is no production company or company at all that he could say owns the stake. I don't think that a film franchise is a physical thing that any one person can own, regardless of what mind it came out of. He should always be the one that's in charge of the franchise. He should always be the one that is starring in them as long as he's around and willing, and he should have control of what happens to it. But he's not the one that's paying for the movies. He's not the one that's releasing.
He had a rough 16 years or so. I didn't even know that he had a lot of flops, and he was basically out of the business for a while. His CAA or CCA representatives left him. And he understood why. He was dead for a while, dead in the water.
Yep.
And now he's back again. With what? Absolutely. Rocky movies, basically.
With Rocky movies.
With Creed. Creed 1, Creed 2.
Yep.
Yo, Adrian.
Yeah, yo, Adrian! Hey, speaking of buyouts and stuff, about 10 years ago, Disney bought Marvel Comics for $4 billion.
10 years? Wow.
I think. I don't know. I was guessing. I thought it said 2008, right. 2009.
10 years.
Hey, how about that? I got it right. Hey, how did they did this for $4 billion? $4 billion with a B. How did the deal work out? How is the deal working out 9 years later, or 10 years later?
Considering that Avengers Endgame, their most recent title, just surpassed Avatar and Gone with the Wind for highest grossed film of all time, I'd say they're doing pretty well. Disney made a great decision buying Marvel.
I've understood that they made $18 billion on this deal so far, and it's growing.
Oh yeah.
So they invested $4 billion. For those of you in Branson, listen up: $4 billion, and they're getting back $18 billion. So do you own Disney stock?
I don't own Disney stock, and I should. I owned it for a time. My grandfather bought me stock when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I've since sold it for Apple stock. But
you didn't do too badly then.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I recently saw the Toy Story 4. That's a Disney product.
Yeah,
they bought that company too, didn't they?
Pixar. Yep.
That was from what's his name? The guy that invented Apple.
Yeah, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. So Toy Story 4,
a Lucasfilms company. Yeah.
Yeah. So Toy Story 4, we saw it, and I have to admit, I cried during it.
I did too. It was a beautiful film.
Yeah, and isn't that great when two men named Weinbaum can admit to crying on a movie in worldwide radio?
Somebody probably tried to take it.
It's bringing tears to my eyes right now.
Well, it's 2019. That's it.
Oh, stop.
I think Lisa tried to take his popcorn.
Yeah. No.
That's why he was crying. Yeah.
That's
exactly.
Right. You're damn right. No, we sat there and then we saw. Did you see it?
Did I see what? Oh yeah, of course.
What'd you think?
I thought it was really well made, and I couldn't believe how beautiful it looked. Like the animation was just incredible.
They spent a lot of money on that baby.
Yeah.
I mean, the audience wouldn't. And then we saw a movie recently called Yesterday.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Now, we both liked it, and that was a very interesting movie.
It was interesting. I liked it.
The whole theme of this is that. Should I give a spoiler alert? I mean, don't listen if you haven't seen it.
I mean, it's in the trailer. If you watch the trailer,
well, I mean, a guy gets into a guy in Britain who happens to be a Indian or Pakistani. I don't know what that was because it really never got described, did it? But it was a Asian person, and he's a singer, and he's not making it big or anything. And he goes, he rides his bicycle and gets hit by a bus. And he is knocked out, and he's in the hospital. He's got teeth knocked out and everything. And all of a sudden, these songs start coming to him because he knows the songs. And so he plays some songs, and they're actual Beatles songs. But for some reason, the Beatles don't exist in this scenario. He gets knocked out. He wakes up, and he tells people, so here's this song by the Beatles. And they say, who? Right?
Yep,
and so the story goes on from there. I won't tell you the rest of that. But it was a very good premise. The music is kick-ass, in my opinion.
Amazing.
And the audiences in both movies that we just talked about, they wouldn't leave either movie until all the credits. And people in the Yesterday movie, they were singing with the songs. You know, all us old Beatle fans.
I love that.
Now, here's another movie coming out. I want your thoughts on this. Tarantino, DiCaprio, and Brad Pitt, are starring in a movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What do you know about this one?
I know that it is a film that is getting rave reviews. I actually had a friend that was lucky enough to get a press screening of it.
Yeah.
Who writes for a paper. He said it's going to blow my mind. I haven't seen the film yet, but he said it's about the closest thing that Tarantino's done to Pulp Fiction since Pulp Fiction. Said it's a great movie, and it's historical fiction. It follows the Manson family murders. Kind of takes like a back seat, but they're still kind of there. They're happening in the background, and there's all kinds of Sharon Tate's in the film. Margot Robbie plays her, and I think as far as I know, I think they moved next door to her, and it's heavily it was heavily inspired by the Paul Newman and Robert Redford friendship, which I think is cool, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I hear it's great.
So what's going on in your life? We haven't talked for a while, and that's too bad.
Yeah, we have not.
No, and it's tough. I got a political talk show, and I get these guests on, and when they don't go on, they don't go on every week. Some of them just whine. They just bitch and moan about everything. No, that's not true. They probably are relieved. But anyways, what's going on in your life?
Well, I'm a graduate now. I graduated school, and I graduated the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
So you're going to come give me a run for my show, or what?
Yeah, perhaps.
All right.
Maybe. That'd be fun.
Bring it.
I know the trick.
Bring it, bitch. Now. I mean, Mitch. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. They're probably related.
Yeah.
Watch out. He could be a sidekick, too,
You just yelled at somebody else for the S word.
Cool.
Huh?
You just yelled at somebody else
you
for
could say
the
that,
S
can't
word,
you?
and you said the B word.
It's a female dog. Cut me some slack. I'm married now, so she's telling me how to talk now.
Oh, he didn't know that, did he?
No, I want to hear about Mitch's life. Come on, stop.
Yeah, so I graduated. Now I'm actually I just today I'm a part of a film festival that has a kickoff. It's a 48-hour challenge. You apply, you get accepted, and you have 48 hours with some limitations and parameters that they set. 48 hours to make a movie, to make like a 15-minute film.
Wow!
And so that's tonight. Tonight I spend all night writing. Tomorrow I shoot all day. I'm directing it, and then Saturday night we edit, and Sunday we hand it in, and then we screen it at a local theater, and then if it's liked by the people there, it's voted on, and it goes to a regional theater, and then it goes to a national theater if we're so lucky. So that's something that's happening. And then I'm working on a potentially on a podcast, producing for someone.
Cool.
So
if I fly out to Connecticut this afternoon, can I cast for this?
Yeah, why not? Absolutely.
Audition for cast wouldn't be the word; it would be audition.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. There's the company that I'm working with is looking for a scripted project. So they want some kind of they want scripted radio. They're trying to get away from talk, and a friend of mine asked me to write something, so I'm in the middle of that too.
Well, that's great. So I don't know if you have contact information, but where can people find you?
People can find me. I'm all. If you Google my name, Mitchell Weinbaum, you'll be able to find me a million places. I have a website, MitchellHatesYouAll.com. It's a web series that I run, and starring a great crop of actors. It's kind of like a Curb Your Enthusiasm Seinfeld, and
cool.
I'm very easy to
love
locate.
it. You see, you gotta be a lot Jewish because you got a sense of humor, for goodness sakes. Oh, wait a minute, did I say that on air? No, I didn't say that. Well, we most of us have senses of humors.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to admit, right?
Well,
you look at all the comedians out there. Like 70% of them are Jewish. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not married, are you?
I'm not.
Okay. If you ever want your house cleaned for free, invite your girlfriend's family over for dinner. All right, just some advice. And now my wife, by the way, I'm married. My wife just pounded the table and is looking at me disparagingly, but that's the way it is.
What makes you think that was free?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. It cost me a fortune. There's a good point. She made a good point right there.
Oh, it cost
She embarrassed me just now, and it was a good point. I got to admire the return insult. It's sort of like Larry David, Absolutely. All right, my friend, and probably my relative somewhere. Anyways, thanks for calling the show, and we'll have to do this again pretty soon. You did a great job. I don't care what Stan says. You did a great job. Thank you, and have a great weekend, okay? And hi to your aunt. All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right, that was Mitch Weinbaum. We got to do a break, don't we?
I am for open immigration, but that sign we have in the front of the Statue of Liberty, give us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. Can't we just say, hey, the door's open, we'll take whoever you got? Yeah, one great club. We have to specify the wretched refuse. I mean, why don't we just say, give us the unhappy, the sad, the slow, the ugly, people that can't drive, if they have trouble merging, if they can't stay in their lane, if they don't signal, can't parallel park, if they're sneezing, if they're stuffed up, if they're clogs, if they have bad penmanship, don't return calls, if they have dandruff, food between their teeth, if they have bad credit, if they have no credit, Mr. Spot Shaving. In other words, any dysfunctional, defective slob that you can somehow cattle prod onto a wagon, send them over. We want it.
And this is why Jerry Seinfeld won't go to colleges anymore and perform. Why? Because they kick his butt for this kind of stuff.
Right.
It's funny. Nobody has a sense of humor anymore.
I know.
That's why I have to do stupid jokes instead of meaningful jokes. But they are funny because people groan.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we're going to be right back. Don't touch the dial. Call 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community serving.
Let the dog
dogs out! Who let the dogs out? Shadowwood Pet Resort. But Ralphie tells me only on their supervised nature trails, and it's back to their warm and comfy condos with food, water, and treats for any length stay. And they separate dogs by size. Now a condo for cats in a different room. Great assortment of food, toys, collars, and bowls. Tell them Ralphie sent you and get a free treat. 368-4866. That's 573-368-4866. 11420 Cedar Grove, where your pets might be having a better time than you.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Wow, Marianne, it's been another busy day here at Mueller Glass.
Yes, it has, Kathy. Our auto glass guys have been rocking.
Yes, they have. Rock chips, windshield replacements, and regulators.
Yeah, and don't forget that we also do headlight restoration and side view mirror replacements.
Remember, there is no job too big or too small for the Mueller Glass Auto team.
And we also have mobile service. At Mueller Glass, we install it all.
The strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. The all-new 2019 Silverados have arrived at Fairground Auto Plaza. Get 0% APR for 72 months or $9,015 in total value on the all-new 2019 Crew Cab LT All-Star Z71 for well-qualified buyers with GM financing. Check out everything Fairground Auto Plaza has to offer. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla for full details. Chevy, find new roads.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at the Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
But when did you learn of the ongoing affair he was having with Lisa Page?
About the same time that I learned from Strzok.
Did you ever order anybody to investigate the deletion of all of their texts off of their government phones?
Once we found that Peter Strzok was an author of...
Did you ever...
May I finish?
Well, you're not answering my question. Did you order an investigation into deletion and reformatting of their government phones?
No, there was an IG investigation ongoing.
Well, listen, regarding collusion or conspiracy, you didn't find evidence of any agreement, I'm quoting you, among the Trump campaign officials and any Russia-linked individuals to interfere with our U.S. election, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, all right, we're back on the show. Judge Louis Germert, also a congressman, a Republican congressman, I think from Louisiana, another great legal mind. And Mueller seems like he's never testified before, and yet he's the most often testified person in the history of the United States of America.
Wow.
I mean, something's wrong. I mean, boy, he really must have dreaded. You know, his buddy, who is A.G. Barr, he tried to get him out of this. He told him in a letter that he would support him getting weaseling out of this. And he didn't do it, and the Dems wanted him. I mean, I don't know why A.G. Barr would do this. I guess here's where Cheryl Chumley could be right, and I hate for that to happen. These guys are all buddies. They all hang out with each other.
Right.
They go to dinners with each other. They know each other's wives, their kids, their grandkids. So how are you now going to be in a position to investigate them first, and if finding a crime, how the hell are you going to indict them?
Yeah.
That's why you almost need somebody don't live in the Washington belt, and maybe that guy is John Durham. I don't know.
Yeah.
He lives in Connecticut, close enough. I just hope he doesn't indict Mitch Weinbaum up there, you know.
Yeah, really.
Anyways, I would like you to play some extras, if you don't mind. We've got 7 minutes roughly left. If you want to call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
I'm a Jew. As an American Jew, I am profoundly outraged by the comments from Ocasio-Cortez. It is a historical smear. It is a sinful comment. It minimizes the death of 6 million of my Jewish brothers and sisters. It minimizes their suffering. And it paints every patriotic law enforcement officer as a war criminal. And those are the comments, Chris, that we need to be focusing on.
Well, the president says that the 4 congresswomen hate America. Here he is.
I can tell you this. You can't talk that way about our country. Not when I'm the president.
Anybody who's running for office, right, left, or center, always points out where they think America can do better, where they think America needs to go. But there's a fundamental distinction between people who think that we need to lean into and strengthen America's core values, whether it be our constitutional values, the rule of law, the principles of Western civilization, or people who think that we basically need to turn America into Venezuela. The core element of the president's philosophy is America first. Saying that America needs to improve to get closer to an America first ideal, as the president did as a candidate, criticizing Obama, criticizing our trade deals, our foreign policy deals, our immigration policies, is out of love for America. Saying, as Representative Ocasio-Cortez did, that illegal immigrants are in effect more American than Americans is fundamentally an anti-American statement. Throughout this interview, Chris, you're continuing to conflate Donald Trump's criticisms of President Obama versus AOC's deep and systemic criticisms of the country itself. And so let me just cut to the heart of the issue. These 4 congresswomen detest America as it exists, as it is currently constructed. They want to tear down the structure of our country. They want it to be a socialist, open borders country. If you, as Donald Trump says, want to destroy America with open borders, you cannot say you love your country. If you attack border agents the way that Ocasio-Cortez has, it means you have a deep-seated hatred of the nation as it exists. That's why you want to erase its borders, fundamentally transform the country, and in the process, it doesn't matter if American citizens lose their jobs, lose their homes, lose their livelihoods, lose their health coverage, and lose their very lives. There's a gigantic, enormous distinction between Donald Trump saying, I'm going to get on the world stage and put America first in every single thing we do, versus a view that says America should never come first and American citizens should never come first, which is their view, and that's what we're going to take to the ballot box.
And as an example of that, AOC said, that's Cortez, said that immigrants are better citizens than illegal immigrants are better citizens than normal American citizens. Right. I mean, it's like incredible stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's just weird how things like that get they get all that press and they get all that liberal admiration, but I think it's a losing thing for the Democrats. So what do you got, Stan?
Oh, just the theme bed.
Okay. All right.
About 2 minutes.
So we got 2 minutes to go, and 2 or 3 minutes, and Stan is their poise. So let's get Stan really screwed up here, because if he has to do that, and he's got a phone call coming in, and he's got a belch, he might fall off his damn chair. Steve is laughing his ass off in the office.
Up back there.
All I know is, I smelled somebody had gas in this room, and the dog wasn't in here. And I don't know if it's Stan or Lisa, because I know it wasn't me. Or maybe it was.
Well, you got to understand, Stan's on his 5th hour of work today.
Yeah.
That's without a break hardly, Dave. So usually we do an hour and then take 35-minute breaks.
Yeah.
Okay, so just preparing you for the future.
Okay, can you write me a note next time?
Yeah.
So I can excuse him from burping?
Okay.
You can stay. It's your studio. Hell, you can stay.
No.
Okay, come on. Give me some stuff. Come on. Give me. This is Steve Wheeler, by the way.
Yeah.
The owner of the radio station, who might hate me after this. I don't know.
Oh, no.
You want Stan to be relieved, so give him a minute off here.
Oh, okay.
You got 1 minute to go.
1 minute,
So what else do you know about Stan?
Oh.
Well, let's see. I don't have the time in 1 minute to even start there. So we're just going to say we really appreciate you guys supporting the Dave Weinbaum Show.
Absolutely.
And going on a year and a half. Best show on radio.
Thank
you, buddy.
You know, so keep listening, everybody. Peace out. I'm going to Schwagstock.
Oh, so special. Oh, so special and pretty and gay. Not that there's anything wrong with it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, you know, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
All right. Anyways, how much time do we have?
About 40 seconds.
You know, I love you guys out there. Thanks for participating in this madness. I think we got a lot of stuff out today, and I appreciate you listening to it. I think this Mueller thing is just incredible the way it's turning out. Incredible in favor of America, in favor of the duly elected president, Donald J. Trump. And I want liberals, call the show whenever you feel like it. If you want to argue, if you want to tell me I'm right, wrong, it doesn't matter. I'll be as nice as I can. You guys have a great weekend. And we'll be back. And by the way, the Cardinals are in first place next week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
KKID, Salem, Rollo.